over here. I'm going to be reading the Bhagavad Gita today. Oh, shit. Welcome, Sam, but I hope you have a good time in your meeting. Thank you. It's a dress, actually. But, yeah. It's one of my favorite dresses. I'm feeling summery today. But, yeah, enjoy your lurk. How we doing? Let's see. You guys, I went to a pho place for lunch today. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely fantastic. You guys like pho? Oh my god. Here, I'll show you a picture. This is a picture of the restaurant I went to. I went to this place called Asian Palace. And so there's this person in Salt Lake that has ranked like all of the pho restaurants in the city in different categories. Like he's gone to like hundreds of pho places, and he has like this. Let me see if I can show you. He literally calls himself Pho King Salt Lake, which is iconic. Yeah, fucking Brandon. Okay, so here's the graph. Oh, god damn it. Well, I can't zoom in, but you can see the graph is right here. So, like, in terms of, like, herbal spice broth, beefy broth, and then, like, over here is not for me. And over here is, I think it's, like, fucking good or something. You gotta come with all the puns, you know what I mean? Why not the Asian Presidential Palace? I don't know. There's many different creative names, but this place was really good. So this place was like over here on this end. So I wanted to go try it because the regular pho place I go to was closed. Tragedy. They're closed on Thursdays of all days. So, by the way, hi Refly. I welcome. I hope you're having a good Thursday. It's still Thursday there, right? Anyway. Okay, so my pho order is this. What do you guys put in your pho? I put bean sprouts. I put literally all the limes. All the limes. And sometimes I even ask for more lime. I like mine to be sour. Sour, zesty. And then I reach over here for the chili oil, and I take 2 big spoonfuls and put it in. 2 giant spoonfuls of chili oil. And this stuff's potent, okay? If you slurp it the wrong way, you gotta be careful when you're slurping it. It's that kind that goes to the back of your throat. And it's not like it's even spicy. It's just like when it hits the back of your throat, it can make you choke. But it helps clear out your sinuses. So I really like hot and sour soup. Delicious. Yeah, it's basically lemonade. Well, except limeade, because it's using limes. And I actually take the green onions out. Green onions? Disgusting. I'm sorry, if you're a green onion enjoyer, I'm sorry to say, I hate green onions. It's the texture. I don't know, like, it's like kind of slimy. It's like crunchy in the wrong ways, and then slimy on the inside, and it can like sometimes stick to your teeth. Ooh, it just actually, it makes me shiver. So I always scoop it out. I'm too chicken to ask for no green onions, so I just scoop it all out and put it on the side, or give it to my husband. Hi Ivan, welcome. Oh, you also have a Teams meeting. Well, thanks for stopping by. Today we're talking about Hindu philosophy, Ivan. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita. We're gonna try our hardest. You know what? Enough is enough. We have been not reading philosophy for the longest time. It's time to jump back in. You know, I've been feeling pretty disillusioned recently. I've been feeling pretty down recently, pretty depressed recently. Being like, wow, is that all I am? Is just a bundle of nerves and perceptions? Am I nothing? Am I just a bunch of cells? I don't know. How do I even I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, like there's no soul. There's nothing. You know what? I can't live this way anymore. I can't live this way. I have to find something else. So, I've never read the Bhagavad Gita, so we're going to be reading it. I anticipate there will be a lot of names that might be difficult to pronounce, but it's okay. We're going to power through. Oh, I forgot I've got my sound on. Okay, so anyway, I'm not finished with my pho order. So I add literally all the limes, like 5 limes, okay? 5 lime pieces, 2 giant scoops of chili oil, and remove all the onions, get them out of there. I keep the cilantro. Refly, you don't like cilantro? Do you have the soap tasting gene? Cilantro soap. By the way, let me know if the music's too loud. Ivan says, we are beautiful, abstracting beings, possibly the most sophisticated minds in the entire galaxy. Right. Yes. I mean, that's wonderful. And that's wonderful that you have found magic in reality. For some reason, no matter how hard I try, when I think of reality, I just want to vomit. When I think of reality, I just feel sad. I'm like, this sucks. I can't see the magic. I have to find the magic somewhere else, outside of me. There has to be something else. I refuse to give up. Time to drop the truth bomb. I've already heard all the truth bombs. I know, and they're very compelling. Refly said, you're trying too hard to look for meaning. Well, it's like it's a constant cycle. I mean, here's the thing. I think I was cursed from day one. Because growing up, you guys just, respectfully, like, I think what sets me apart is that growing up religious really does, like, it just makes you who you are. Like, there's almost no escaping that. And then maybe there is, like, a long time from now, but I'm relatively, like, it's been within the last decade that I've left that. And so, like, that is the biggest reason why I'm still looking, right? I may give up sometime later in the future, but for now, I'm still in that transition phase. And so I want this to be a safe space for people who grew up religious and who are still trying to find something meaningful in their lives. Because, you know, our experience is not the same as people who grew up and from day one they were an atheist, right? That's probably a completely different experience. Like for my husband, for example. My husband, day one, never believed in God. Never believed in any of that. And so, like, he was never disappointed. He was never disappointed by the reality, truth bomb, you know what I mean? He just always accepted that. And, like, I'm letting that go. I'm letting my search for meaning go a bit. Like, it's not tied to everything. But, like, I don't know, I'm still curious. Like, I still want to know, what are these guys saying? What are the Hindus saying? Maybe at one point I'll also learn what the Muslims are saying. I'll read the Quran. I haven't asked, what can you ask for? What more can you ask for? I know I've mentioned this before, but, like, when you grow up religious, like, you grow up being promised something else. You're promised a lot more than what is. And so your whole life after that becomes a disappointment. Right? And so dealing with your life being a disappointment, it's like growing up with a silver spoon in your mouth. It's like people who grow up rich, right? And then they for some reason had their wealth taken away. Like a lot of people during like the Cultural Revolution period in China, you know, a lot of the landlord class especially, had their wealth removed. And like I think it's like a common story of like just that being a very difficult process, and like people just fundamentally their whole life not being able to give that up, like not being able to, like it would be far easier to live a life where you initially start out with no money, like rags to riches, rather than riches to rags, you know? Like think about it. It's so much easier if you start out expecting nothing and then you end up getting everything, right? Your life slowly gets better and better over time, right? But if it's the opposite, you start out with everything and come to expect everything. Because we humans, oh my God, we are so good at adapting. And so we think that our status quo is like going to be the norm forever. And so if we're like super wealthy, have everything, we take it for granted. I mean, that's case in point, the entire ruling class of America and Western society. Like, case in point. You think those people take their wealth for granted? Absolutely. Hi, Sam. Welcome back. We're talking about the difference between rags to riches and riches to rags, and how that can really shape a person. I know I'm making excuses. I'm trying to explain, because like for a lot of people here, it's hard for you to understand. Why is she so caught up on this? She's already learned the truth. Why can't that be enough for her to accept? And like, again, I want to reiterate. I know for some of you, when you were a child is when you were an atheist, right? You literally started out knowing this was the truth. And I don't know, like, you don't have to share, but I'd imagine that's made it pretty easy. In terms of like existential dread, existential issues. It's a lot less tumultuous than like growing up with a certain belief system and then abandoning that belief system. I'm not like trying to complain. I'm just like trying to explain why. Anyway, you guys, I didn't finish my pho order. Okay, I didn't finish my fucking order, okay? My fucking order. Pho. Okay. So, we add an entire mountain of bean sprouts. I love bean sprouts. They're so nice and crunchy. And here's so I think this is like, I actually don't know what this plant is, but I add maybe a couple leaves of this. It's got like kind of a minty flavor. Not my favorite, but I'll have a bit of it. But like my pho is like super limey, super sour, super spicy, and I just drink the whole thing. I will drink that entire, especially after a workout. This morning we did hot yoga, and it was hot yoga with weights. And so I was just sweating everything out. After you sweat out every single molecule of H2O you have in your body, this is like liquid gold, my friend. This is like, oh. Anyway, so I can't recommend it enough. You know, like with ramen, for example, right? You can't really drink the whole broth because it's too salty, right? It's a bit too heavy, it's a bit too oily. But with pho, you can drink the whole fucking thing, you know? You can drink, because it's nice, and it's like super light, super herby, super... Sam says, wait, you can't drink salty oil broth, are you a witch? Yes, I am. I am a witch. I am a witch. You discovered me. Found out. Roofly said whole ramen broth drinkers. Right. Wait, do you guys all drink all your ramen broth? Do you feel like 100 pounds out? I mean, 100 pounds heavier after that? Because, goddamn. I don't know, I just feel super bloated after I drink ramen broth. I'm talking restaurant broth. I'm not talking like top ramen broth, I can drink that. Because that's not, but I'm talking like restaurant where they put like 2,000 milligrams of sodium. And then like, just, you can see the oil floating on top, you know? Oh, Ivan doesn't eat soups except for breakfast cereal. Oh yeah, Ivan's a picky eater. That's okay. That's alright. Is breakfast cereal a soup? Sure, we'll say it is. And I do drink all the leftover milk in my cereal. Good. I love not wasting stuff. I like doing that too. Although I don't pour that much milk in my cereal, Ivan. Here's what I do. Here's the ultimate cereal formula. Because like I hate when it gets soggy. Like I will not have. This is why I refuse to eat Fruity Pebbles. I just refuse. Because that, like, you put milk in there, 10 seconds later, it's all soggy, right? So I can't do that one. But like any other cereal, I'll put just enough milk, like, to just be under the line. So I still have milk in every bite, but it's not like overflowing, right? I don't want a ton of milk in there. And I want it so every bite has some milk, but then I get towards the end and it starts running out of milk. And so I add more, right? So it's like the perfect amount of milk for every, and so you're not wasting any milk, but you're also not making soggy cereal. Count Chocula? Wait, okay, that sounds familiar, but I don't know. Is that Fruity Pebble-esque? Because if so, then no. Oh no, that's like the cookies stuff. I don't think I've had that one. Oh, it's got the marshmallows too? Ooh, I don't think I've had this one. But I have had Cookie Crisp. Oh, I think I've had Frankenberry. The Frankenberry one was good, I remember. It's got that beautiful artificial berry flavor. Ivan said, I guess I'm too old. I eat wheat checks mostly. Well, I mean, I'll eat, what's that one called? No. Oh, I'll eat like the frosted mini wheats. Okay, this is fucking deranged. Okay, are you ready for this? So I actually don't eat these with milk. What I used to do is I would put them in a Ziploc bag. The last time I ate these when I went to college, I put them in a Ziploc bag. I'd take them to lecture and just like fucking crunch. I'll just crunch on them. And they're so dry. They're so dry. But I kind of like it. It's kind of like eating a haystack. It's kind of like... I didn't eat the blueberry ones. I ate the just regular ones. And you know I would select the ones that had the most frosting on them. And sometimes I would quietly discard the ones that didn't have any frosting. Like I can't be bothered. I know, wasteful, so wasteful. But I would pick the ones that are just loaded up with frosting, and I just I could still feel the crunch in my mouth. It's been a long time. I should go back. Yeah, but I've eaten cereal raw. Another cereal that I used to eat raw is what's that one? Captain Crunch. Yeah, I used to eat Captain Crunch raw. Except the problem too is that it kind of shreds the top of your mouth. If you guys are one of those guys that have a bump on the roof of your mouth, which I didn't know not everybody has this, but I have it. Is my music broken? No, it's okay, it's playing. So I have a bump on the roof of my mouth. I forget what it's called, but like it's the way your bone, it's actually bone that's sticking out. And it's got like, the bone sticks out like this. Not everybody has that, but I do. And so the cereal will just fucking scratch it. Sam says, I'd eat Reese's Pieces raw. Raw. Yeah. You know what? I'm not really a peanut butter kind of person. I wasn't a fan of those, but the texture I can understand. Yeah, delicious. Delicious. Refly said, you don't eat Weetabix? I have never even heard of Weetabix. Is that similar to... Oh yeah, we looked this up the other day. This looks very similar to the mini wheats. I would eat it raw. Oh, there's no way I would eat that with milk. No. Oh, you see how that gets all... No. The ones that are weedy like this, they just absolutely disintegrate when you pour milk onto them. I'm not a fan. You dip it in milk. Oh, okay. Okay, I could do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. But if I let it sit, and that would be not good. But if you just have like a glass of milk and dip it in it. Okay. Yo, I'm still dehydrated. You guys ever get that urge to just like drink two entire gallons of water? I'm so thirsty. I did yoga 4 times this week. I increased my yoga. Let's see. So I'm reading the comments to make sure I didn't miss any. Sam says you don't put 2,000 milligrams of sodium in your top ramen. I don't know how much top ramen has. I just mean like the restaurant ones. I know the restaurant ones are like 2,000 to 5,000. Any man that leaves his bowl empty is a dangerous man. Refly, my husband has that same mindset. He refuses to leave not even a crumb on his plate, and even anybody else's plate. So he'll like shamelessly clean up other people's plates, and like almost to the point of licking them clean. I have to stop him from licking them clean. But yeah, it's good. Don't waste food. Don't waste food. We shouldn't do that. Is it a texture issue? Yeah, it's a texture issue. Yeah. That's most of my food issues. That's why I have an issue with green onions. You know, it's all about the texture. Sensory issues. All my sensory issue girlies understand. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So, you guys, should we get to the main event? I'm ready. We're going to read the Bhagavad Gita. Have a reading stream today. I'm looking forward. We'll see how far we get. It's not going to be like those other times when I started reading like 30 pages of a book and then just gave up. No, I would never do that to you. I would never read 10 pages of something and then not finish it. Refly asks, do you ask for the special non-texture sensory issues? No, I just know. I always look at the menu before I go to a restaurant to make sure I know exactly what I'm going to order and like how. I've got like a list of safe foods, right? So like there's like, I mean, I feel like I eat more diversely than people in my family. Like I'll eat foods from a lot of different cultures. Like the only one I can't do is Thai food. I don't like Thai food, but I love Indian food, Vietnamese food, like basically all of Southeast Asia. I haven't tried Russian food or like Ukrainian food, although my students recommended I go to a Russian and Ukrainian place. I love Brazilian food, Mexican food. That's about it. I haven't really tried anything else. That I recall off the top of my head. You want the crunch or the fogu menu? Give me the crunch. Crunch is okay if I am expecting it. If I'm not expecting it, then it's a problem. Then it's a really big problem. If I'm biting into something, or if I'm having a soup, I better not have anything crunchy in there. Because it's supposed to be uniform, and like I bite down into it and it's supposed to just be soft because it's been cooking in the soup for a long time. My only exception I'll make is for bean sprouts. Bean sprouts, it's like in the realm of like, I'll accept like bean sprouts and carrots to be crunch, but nothing else. I don't know. I have weird food rules. I can't explain it to you. It's just, my whole family is like this, by the way. Like my younger sister, like everywhere she goes, every restaurant she goes to, she'll only eat chicken tenders. So, yeah. Refly said, bruh, those crunchy, small toasted pieces of bread are top tier in soup. Oh, okay, bread is good. Bread is good. It just can't be like a vegetable. Bread, oh yeah, crunchy bread. Delicious. Or like some oyster crackers. I think that's what they're called. I'm going on a trip in the beginning of May to the Oregon coast. I'm looking forward to having clam chowder. That's like what the Pacific Northwest is known for. And I'm gonna put like oyster crackers on them. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm just gonna keep drinking this. I'm just like chugging my tea. Okay, shall we begin? Don't laugh at me if I can't pronounce the names, okay? I'm trying my best. All right? Okay, so we're reading the Bhagavad Gita, which is basically one of the main texts of Hinduism. It's basically a conversation between Arjuna and Lord Krishna before a very famous holy battle. I don't know much else. I can't even pronounce the title. Well, welcome. Look at the first word. Luckily, I've heard people pronounce this before. It's pronounced, okay. I could do this. It's pronounced Dhritarashtra. Except you're supposed to roll the R, but I can't roll my R's, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna say it like a pleb. Dhritarashtra. Okay. By the way, my husband's on a call right now, so you might hear him in the background talking about legal stuff. Anyway. Okay. Chapter 1. So, looks like it's a conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. He's in a Teams call with Ivan. Maybe they're discussing things. Actually, Alex has... It's fine. He has talked with Ivan before, in Ivan's stream. I just doxed my husband's name. It's okay. He's fine. It's not like it hasn't happened before. So, he talked about AI with Ivan in his stream. Okay, moving on. Dhritarashtra. Ranged thus for battle on the sacred plain. Mods, add the name to wiki in this I know. Yeah, a forbidden name. Forbidden. Well, at least it's not a last name. Okay, ranged thus for battle on the sacred plain. On Kurukshetra, say Sanjaya, say, what wrought my people and the Pandavas? Sanjaya said, when he beheld the host of Pandavas, Raja Duryodhana to Drona Dhru, and spake these words. Ah, Guru, see this line. How vast it is of Pandu fighting men. How vast it is of Pandu... Oh, let's see. Embattled by the son of Drupada, thy scholar in the war, therein stand ranked chiefs like Arjuna, like to Bhima chiefs. Bender of bows, Virata, Yuyudhan, Drupada, eminent upon his car. Drishtakit, Chekhitan, Kazi's stout lord. Purujit Konhov. This is going to be great. I think if I recall, the beginning part is when it has all the names, and then later on is when it gets into the meat. No wonder you're feeling depressed if this is your daily literature. No, we're gonna get into the meat. It's gonna be fine. We just have to get through all the names of everybody. This is very important. Okay. Chekitan, Kazi's stout lord, Purujit, Kontibog, and Saiva, with... I'm gonna skip the rest of the names. With all these people, all mounted on their shining chariots, on our side too, thou best of Brahmins. See, excellent chiefs, commanders of my line, whose names I joy to count. So he's counting all the names. With full many more, valiant and tried, ready this day to die, for me their king, each with his weapon grasped, each skillful in the field, weakest meseems. Our battle shows where Bhishma holds command, and Bhima, fronting him, something too strong. Have care, our captains nigh to Bhishma's ranks. Prepare what help they may. Now, blow my shell. Refly said, if you would state you are reading the names of the characters of a new set of Italian brain rot cards, I would believe you. I've seen those brain rot cards before. Most notably in Duncan's streams. He'll like pull out, he'll like rip open a pack of brain rot trading cards if you subscribe to his channel. You guys really should check out Duncan's channel though. If you don't know him already, he's really cool. He might be streaming right now actually. He's been streaming a lot. Okay. Then at the signal of the aged king, with blare to wake the blood, rolling around like to a lion's roar, the trumpeter blew the great conch, and at the noise of it, trumpets and drums, cymbals and gongs and horns, burst into sudden clamor, as the blasts of loosened tempest, such the tumult seemed. Then might be seen, upon their car of gold, yoked with white steeds, blowing their battle shells, Krishna the god, Arjuna at his side. Krishna, with knotted locks, blew his great conch, carved of the giant's bone. Arjuna blew Indra's loud gift, Bhima the terrible, wolf belly. So they're all like, basically they're all gathering and blowing their conch shells before the battle. By the way, this is as far as I've gotten before. So I am going to brute force my way through this. I will. Enough is enough. So I'm not going to let this discourage me. All the reading of the names and the conch blowing. I know there's some good meat in here. I'm going to find it. Okay. Bhima the terrible, wolf-bellied Bhima, blew a long reed conch, and Yudhishthira, Kunti's blameless son, winded a mighty shell, victory's voice, and Nakula blew shrill upon his conch, name the sweet-sounding. Sahadev on his called gem becked, and Kahi's prince on his. Sikandi on his car, Drishta Yudam, Virakta, Satyaki the unsubdued, Drupada with his sons, O Lord of the earth. Long-armed Subhadra's children all blew loud, so that the clangor shook their foemen's hearts, with quaking earth and thundering heaven. Then 'twas, beholding Dhritarashtra's battle set, weapons unsheathing, bows drawn forth, the war, instant to break, Arjun, whose ensign badge was Hanuman the monkey, spake this thing to Krishna the divine, his charioteer. Drive, dauntless one, to yonder open ground. Betwixt the armies I would see more nigh these who will fight with us, those we must slay. Today in war's arbitrament, for sure, on bloodshed all are bent who throng this plain, obeying Dhritarashtra's sinful son. Thus by Arjuna prayed, O Bharata, between the hosts that heavenly charioteer drove the bright car, reining its milk-white steeds, where Bhishma led and Drona and their lords. See, spake he to Arjuna, where they stand, thy kindred of the Kurus. And the prince marked on each hand the kinsmen of his house, grandsires and sires, uncles and brothers and sons, cousins and son-in-laws and nephews, mixed with friends and honored elders, some this side, some that side ranged, and seeing those opposed, such kith grown enemies, Arjuna's heart melted with pity when he uttered this. Krishna, as I behold, come here to shed their common blood, okay, so I feel like some dialogue is beginning. Krishna is basically God. My members fail, my tongue dries in my mouth. A shudder thrills my body, and my hair bristles with horror. From my weak hand slips Gandiv, the goodly bow. A fever burns, my skin to parching. Hardly may I stand. The life within me seems to swim and faint. Nothing I do foresee save woe and wail. It is not good, O Keshav, naught of good can spring from mutual slaughter. Lo, I hate triumph and domination, wealth and ease, thus sadly won. What victory can bring delight, Govinda? What rich spoils could profit? What rules recompense? What span of life itself seems sweet, brought with such blood? Seeing that these stand here ready to die, for whose sake life was fair and pleasure pleased, and power grew precious, grandsires, sires, and sons, brothers and fathers-in-law and sons-in-law, elders and friends, shall I deal death upon these, even though they seek to slay us? Not one blow will I strike to gain. The rule of all three worlds, then, how much less, to seize an earthly kingdom? Killing these must breed but anguish, Krishna. If they be guilty, we shall grow guilty by their deaths. Their sins will light on us if we shall slay those sons of Dhritarashtra and our kin. What's up, DCI? Gotta have porridge every day. Let's go. Yummy. You like oatmeal? I'm almost done with chapter 1, and then we'll yap. We who perceive the guilt and feel the shame, O thou delight of men, Janardana, by overthrow of houses perisheth their sweet continuous household piety, and rites neglected, piety extinct. Enters impiety upon that home, its women grow unwomaned, whence there spring mad passions and the mingling up of castes, sending a hell ward round that family, and whoso wrought its doom by wicked wrath. Oh, this is the part that, okay. This is the part where I stopped reading for the Bhagavad Gita as it is, because the stupid freaking, okay, no. Rein it back in. Okay. Whew, we're gonna, the person who wrote, we need to be very careful with what we're going to say. The ideas, not the person, the ideas shared in that book that were unique to the person who wrote the book were just utter nonsense. They had nothing to do with the Bhagavad Gita. They had to do with the person who wrote its opinions about women. And well, let me see if I can recall. I'm gonna open up my Discord, because I posted in my Discord, and it was about like women being easily corrupted or some bullshit. And I was like, okay, I'm done. And I threw the whole book away. Actually, the book is currently sitting somewhere. It's like an 900 page book. It's sitting somewhere in the Beijing hotel. I left it at the Beijing hotel. Okay. I'm looking for it. DCI said, yeah, I've had 40 grams of porridge with 300 milliliters of semi-skim milk every day for the last year at least. Damn, it really hits for you. I love that. I love that. What time did I go to? Oh yeah, okay. I'm almost there. I'm just scrolling through my Discord. Oh, okay. So let me read the passage from the book that I was reading previously. The passage was, good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. I read that and I was like, excuse me? Okay. Women, children, the same. Got it. Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to blah blah blah, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activities should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to good population eligible for participating in the system. On the failure of such a system, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society. Oh yeah, by the way, men might have also a little bit of responsibility, just a little, but it's mostly the women's fault. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence. Okay. Where in the text does it say that? It doesn't say that. All it says is, its women grow unwomaned, whence there spring mad passion. And like, I know, I get that it does suggest a little bit of that, but perhaps it's more metaphorical. Anyway, it's not outright saying women are less intelligent and also the same as children. That was the other person's interpretation. I'm sure this is open to more interpretation. Hello, Orange. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Orange, we're reading the Bhagavad Gita, the public domain version. DCI said, porridge is good for the heart and good fiber and nutrients. Yeah, oatmeal is really good for you. You have kale and coconut water, banana, apple, walnuts. Ooh, superfood power shake. That sounds excellent. Wow, you're so healthy. That sounds delicious. Okay, I require more water. This seems serious. Oh, it's not serious, Orange. Don't worry. No, I was just joking about why I stopped reading it last time. I stopped reading it last time. The one version of the Bhagavad Gita, which was the Bhagavad Gita as it is, because of that passage I was reading before, which is not, it's not actually in the Bhagavad Gita. It's just the personal opinions of the translator, and so that led me astray. But I want to read the original text, and this is the original text. I don't want any sort of adulteration. I don't want any sort of opinions. I just want it as it is. surprisingly, the as it is version is very opinionated. So, DCI said, I start my day healthy, but then I still have junk food once a week. It happens to the best of us. DCI, we were talking about having bad habits on the other day, the last time I streamed. DCI said, don't you have to speak Sanskrit to... Well, yeah. Yeah, okay, so we're reading the translated original. So there is still some some differences. But I'm reading what I mean by original is like no commentary. No commentary free. Yeah, I'm not interested in reading commentary. I'm only interested in reading the thing. Maybe commentary later, but yeah. Okay, I'm almost done. I've got one paragraph left. Okay. And whoso wrought its doom by wicked wrath, nay, and the souls of honored ancestors falling from their place of peace, being bereft of funeral cakes and the wan death water. So teach our holy hymns. Thus if we slay kinsfolk and friends for love of earthly power, what an evil fault it were. Better I deem it if my kinsmen strike, to face them weaponless and bare my breast to shaft and spear, than answer it blow with blow. So speaking in the face of those two hosts, Arjuna sank upon his chariot seat and let fall bows and arrows, sick at heart. Okay, that's the end of chapter 1. Oren says, I don't know much about Bhagavad Gita. How old is it? Oh, it is very old. Let me see. I don't think it's known exactly when it was written. What I'm getting is 2nd or 1st century BC. Yeah, there's different estimates. Yeah, so likely before Christ. Yeah, so a couple thousand years at least. So it's really amazing. It's one of the foundational texts of Hinduism. So, and then if I understand correctly, let's see. I'm not sure if, because I tend to lean towards the philosophy Advaita Vedanta. I'm not sure if that's based on any of the Bhagavad Gita, though. I think that's just a general philosophy. It's from the Upanishads. So I guess I'll have to read those as well. I'll read the Upanishads. See, again, this is why we're learning. We're saying enough is enough. We're gonna read this finally. Because I stopped there. I stopped at chapter 1 last time. I never continued. And you know what? Chapter 1 is just the beginning. It doesn't even delve into any of the... I mean, it's mostly just like setting the stage with like, everyone is here. We're getting prepared to have this holy war. Philosophical question of the day. Here we go. It's actually very relevant. Is there such thing as a just war? Maybe a contentious topic. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a soda. I am so thirsty. Give me 1 minute. I'll just 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, my friends, I'm back. All right, that wasn't too long, right? Orange asked, it's got some rules or recommendations for a good life. Yeah, I think so. So it's basic, like the stage has been set for this holy war to occur. And basically, it's a conversation between two different people. It's a conversation between a man named Arjuna and God. And they're having basically a philosophical conversation about what is the meaning of life? Like, what should I be going to war? I'm hoping there'll be a conversation about like whether there is such thing as a just war. Also, perhaps, I think it also sets the stage for like what is reality, like what do Hindus believe reality is? What do Hindus believe God is? So it'll talk a lot about Brahman, which is the underlying reality of all things. And so, yeah, again, but I don't know that much. I'm kind of going in blind and hoping to gather some interesting insights from it. And if not, then at least I can say that I've read it. Ideally, it's probably like I don't know what the best way to approach texts like this, like to go in completely blind, maybe not great, but also like going in super biased might not be good either. Like the example I was giving before, if I had let that one person's interpretation of this text to like color, like bias my view of it, that would have been problematic because that was just one person's view. That wasn't what this was actually saying. And so I'm just trying to gather what this is actually saying, or like what parts of it resonate with me. I mean, I just think it's so cool that a text that has existed for thousands of years is still around today and still being read and interpreted. It's going to be one of those things where, like, you probably have to read it over and over and over again, kind of like the Bible, to just get little crumbs of like new insights and new wisdom. The more wisdom you gain, the more you'll understand it, right? But yeah. So anyway, okay, shall we continue with chapter 2? I think that most of the name reading is over. I think so. We'll see. Okay, so chapter 2. Sanjaya. Him filled with such compassion and such grief, with eyes tear-dimmed, despondent in stern words, the driver, Matsudanan, thus addressed. Krishna. So Krishna is God, by the way. How hath this weakness taken thee? Whence springs the inglorious trouble, shameful to the brave, barring this path of virtue? Nay, Arjun. So in this text, it's they sometimes call him Arjun instead of Arjuna. Not sure why, but forbid thyself to feebleness. It's Mars, thy warrior name. Cast off the coward fit. Wake, be thyself. Arise, scourge of thy foes. Arjuna. How can I in the battle shoot with shafts on Bhishma or on Drona, O thou chief, both worshipful, both honorable men? Better to live on beggars' bread, with those we love alive, than taste their blood in rich feast spread, and guiltily survive. So it seems like he's still contemplating the reasons for going to battle. Were it worse, who knows, to be victor or vanquished here, when those confront us angrily, whose death leaves living drear, in pity lost, by doubtings tossed, my thoughts distracted turn to thee, the guide I reverence most, that I may counsel learn. I know not what would heal the grief burned into soul and sense, if I were earth's unchallenged chief, a god, and these gone thence. Orange said, not sure about just war. My first thought was, war sits outside of a world where idea of justice is permitted to enter. Ooh, what is that a quote from? Oh, you might be in the ad void. Well, if you're not. Justice wanders in after the carnage to try to clean up. In my honest opinion, there is no such thing as a just war. There's absolutely no reason. Yeah, okay, you're getting ads right now. Oh, oops. Choza's like ego. It's all about the ego. Oh, yikes. Thanks for stopping by, Chozo. I hope you're doing well. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita right now. Although you might just be getting ads, so... Okay. Oh, shit. No way. Okay. Sure, I'll do that. Let's play a game. It's Marissa or Weird Al. It's a game. Let's play. Okay, let me get it set up. I'm gonna get it set up right now so we can play. Basically, you guess whether it's me or Weird Al, okay? Dom, what's up, my friend? How's it going? Are you in ads right now? You're probably in ads. But I hope you're doing well. Yeah, reading the Bhagavad Gita. But first of all, we're gonna play the game. We're gonna play the game of me or Weird Al. Yeah, the guy that looks like me. Oh wait, let me change this a bit more. I need to... Okay, hold on. Setting it up. Chozo, that guy I thought was your terrible picture. Yep. Chozo, I've tricked many a person with that one. I have tricked many a person with that. And so I figured, why not play a game? Okay. So I've got the game set up. I'm gonna start with the prediction. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, let's go. Start prediction. Let me transfer over my screen. Okay, is this Marissa or Weird Al? You have 50 seconds left. Damn, this is hard. Yes, that's my intention, Chozo. Who is it? You better not lose. You gotta predict. You bet it all. Okay, 20 seconds left. DCI thinks it's me. We got some people thinking it's Weird Al, some people thinking it's me. Who's gonna be right? Who's gonna be right? We'll see. Okay. Ready? Woo! It's me. That's me. I specifically chose pictures with terrible lighting and also blurred them really badly. It's me! Okay, do you guys want to play one more? Okay, let's play one more. I think we should play one more. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay. Okay, what should I do? Let's do this one. Oh shit. Hold on. Why did I just copy and paste a circle on here? I'm not sure how I feel about this music. We're just gonna go with it. It's kind of spooky. Okay. Alright, let me end the prediction. So the outcome was me. Okay, new one. Let's go. Prediction started. Alright, is this Marissa or Weird Al? I know the music is kind of scary, isn't it? This music isn't. But now we have the scary music in the background too. It's just overlaying on top of each other. I didn't want to go turn the other music off. That's too much work. Okay. Better guess. Oh shit, somebody put 22,000 on Weird Al. You guys think it's Weird Al? You sure? I don't know. I don't know. This looks pretty similar to one of my shirts that I have. Look at that hair too. Curly hair. The curly hair and the eyebrow action. Okay, 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2. Weird Al. Weird Al. Did you get it right? Nice. Have you been sending Weird Al? I know, right? I feel like I have a shirt like this. Come on, we're so similar. Anyways. Thanks for playing, you guys. Thanks for playing. Okay, I'm gonna skip this music. I can't. We're gonna skip a little bit. Okay, that's a bit better. That's a little bit better. Oops. There we go. Gonna get more sleep. Have a fun afternoon. Thank you, Orange. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good time sleeping. Yeah, it's still pretty early for you right now. Go back to sleep. And for Dom, too. It's pretty early for Dom. By the way, good morning, Dom. Dom, I decided enough is enough. I'm reading this once and for all. So we're reading the entire Bhagavad Gita. We're on chapter 2. And we've made it through all the names. We've revealed all the names of everybody that's going to be in the battle. And so now Arjuna has lamented to Lord Krishna about how he doesn't really want to go to battle. He's not sure like what is the right choice. Okay. And then there's Sanjaya, who I'm not sure who Sanjaya is. Let me look. He's the advisor. Oh, he's the advisor to Dhritarashtra. Okay. Dom says, yeah, I thought chapter 1 was boring at first, but then the crisis of Arjuna is really interesting. Yeah, so we've made it through because chapter 1 is just like, it's revealing everybody's who's there. It's like everybody's blowing their conch shells. And that's it. There's not really any substance there. But yeah, now we're reading about Arjuna. Okay, so Sanjaya, who's the advisor to Dhritarashtra, said, so spake Arjuna to the Lord of Hearts, and sighing, I will not fight, held silence then, to whom with tender smile, while the prince wept, despairing twixt those hosts, Krishna made answer in divinest verse. So Krishna said, Thou grievest where no grief should be. Thou speakest words lacking wisdom. For the wise in heart mourn not for those that live, nor those that die. For the wise in heart mourn not for those that live, nor those that die. Nor I, nor thou, nor any one of these ever was not, nor ever will not be, forever and forever afterwards. All that doth live, lives always. To man's frame, as there comes infancy and youth and age, so come their raisings up and layings down of other and of other life abodes, which the wise know and fear not. Unborn, undying. Yeah. Which the wise know and fear not. This that irks thy sense life, thrilling to the elements, bring thee heat and cold, sorrows and joy. 'Tis brief and mutable. Bear with it, prince, as the wise bear. The soul which is not moved, the soul that with a strong and constant calm takes sorrow and takes joy indifferently, lives in life undying. That which is can never cease to be. That which is not will not exist. To see this truth of both is theirs who part essence from accident, substance from shadow, indestructible. Learn thou, the life is spreading life through all. It cannot anywhere by any means be anywhere diminished, stayed, or changed. But for these fleeting frames which it informs, with spirit deathless, endless, infinite, they perish. Let them perish, prince, and fight. He who shall say, Lo, I have slain a man, he who shall think, Lo, I am slain. Those both know not. Life cannot slay. Life is not slain. Never the spirit was born. The spirit shall cease to be never. Never was it time. It never was time, it was not. End and beginning are dreams. Birthless and deathless and changeless remaineth the spirit forever. Death hath not touched it at all. Death through the house of it seems. Who knoweth it, exhaustless, self-sustained, immortal, indestructible, shall such say, I have killed a man, or caused to kill? Nay, but as one layeth his worn-out robes away, and taking new ones saith, These will I wear today, so putteth by the Spirit, lightly by its garb of flesh, and passeth to inherit a residence afresh. I say to thee, weapons reach not the life. Flame burns it not, waters cannot overwhelm, nor dry winds wither it. Impenetrable, unentered, unassailed, unharmed, untouched, immortal, all arriving, stable, sure, invisible, ineffable by word, and thought unencompassed, ever all itself. Thus is the soul declared. How wilt thou, then, knowing it so, grieve when thou shouldst not grieve? How, if thou hearest that the man new, dead, is like the man new, born, still living man, one same existent spirit, wilt thou weep? The end of birth is death, the end of death is birth. This is ordained. And mournest thou, chief of the stalwart arm, for what befalls, which could not otherwise befall? The birth of living things comes unperceived. The death comes unperceived. Between them, beings perceive. What is there sorrowful herein, dear prince? Wonderful, wistful to contemplate, difficult, doubtful to speak upon, strange and great for tongue to relate. Dom says, interesting, it's in like Old English. Yeah, so I'm reading the public domain version. So I didn't really have a choice, like what version I could read. So yeah, I've heard some commentary on this being quite difficult to understand. Luckily, I had a bit of context beforehand. But yeah, it does have some it's very much like reading the Bible. But I'm already used to that. I've read the Bible many times. So, it's interesting. I'm wondering, like, so I guess he's arguing that the war is just. War of good versus evil. Is, he shouldn't lament so much about killing people. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Well, because ultimately, like, there is only one underlying reality. I mean, I remember reading that one analogy of, like, people almost being like souls, cells in a body, like individual cells. And so, like, should you feel bad for your for like one cell in your body attacking another cell in your body? Or should you feel bad for scores and scores of cells dying off within your body, like, constantly? Do you have to feel bad for every individual cell? I guess when you think about things in the, like, this is a very vast way of thinking about things. I mean, it makes it hard because, like, I don't know, like, should we really not put any value on the individual and their life? Like, does everything have to be this vast, bigger than ourselves ordeal? I don't know. Dom says, yeah, doesn't Krishna say, what is more suited to a warrior than a righteous war? Oh, well, I haven't read that part yet. But that would make sense. Well, it seems to me that he's already arguing that even contemplating whether to do this war or not is kind of foolish. The war is already justified in his mind. Dom says, yeah, I was going to say, surely the King James Bible makes us associate Old English with divinity. Yeah. But also that they do it to themselves. He transfigures and the warriors are all running into his mouth to die. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, you've read this already. Yes, it seems the idea that the soul can't be harmed underpins the logic. Like, the thing that I keep struggling with, Dom, is if the soul is truly unending, invisible, ineffable, immortal, all these words, unentered, unassailed, unharmed, untouched, what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? What's the point? Oh, I guess the thing is, like, there is no point. There just is. There is no point. There just is. Just is. It would be moksha, liberation. Liberation is the point. If we're staying Hindu, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Does that mean just, like, disappearing into nothing? Does that mean non-existence? Perfect bliss and knowledge, infinite consciousness. Well, and that's the thing, Dom. The more I think about what is Brahman, what is infinite consciousness, the more similar it sounds to death, to just being non-existent. Are they the same thing? Infinite consciousness, is that the same as being non-existent? I don't know. Something that's vast and limitless. Is that the goal? To cease to exist? Refly said, spare yourself the trouble and just be an atheist. There is instant nothingness in death. Yeah, I know. For me, it's fun. For me, I like reading stuff like this because I'm grappling with it. I'm like trying to understand like what is the utility in believing in this? What is the how does this help people deal with their existential dread? And the only way I can understand that is if it can help me with my existential dread, because it's such a personal thing. Reflex said, realizing death means nothing makes you value life more. Yeah, I mean, I think I've mentioned before how, like, the times where I felt the most alive have usually been the times when I fear the death the most. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. I need to pay attention. I gotta pay attention right now. Because this will end. This won't be like this forever. Dom says, Tibetan theology and philosophy, they don't like the word existence. It seems similar to your thinking, but I think the Hindus make more sense, that Brahman is existent and is actually the totality of existence. Okay. So it's not non-existence, but it just sounds very similar to non-existence. I mean Atma. Atma sounds very similar to non-existence. Atheist 1, Atheist 0. Who's keeping score? Who's writing the scorecard? You can't give a point to yourself. We need to have a objective third party. Refly said, the fact that you're able to have time to be depressed means that you're one of the lucky ones that was born in the conditions and opportunities you have. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't not recognize. I mean, I recognize that all the time. I'd rather have this reality than other realities. I'd rather live depressed in a first world country and with all the privilege that I have than live somewhere else and not be depressed. I'm fine with the cards that I've been dealt. As much as I may complain about it. I love complaining about it. Because complaining, you guys, is therapeutic. You should try it. Just complain. No solutions needed. I don't need any solutions. I just want to talk about it. Get it out there. Dom says, I guess it is impossible to imagine. It is impossible to imagine. Is it possible to... I think it's possible to experience. But the experience to me sounds like just being dead. Oh dear, I need to turn that shit off. Oh dear, I'm gonna go turn that off right now. I think I have enough for one more. Let's play Marissa versus Weird Al. Refly, you missed the last game. Were you here for the last game? Oh, you were here. Okay. Here, 1 second. Let me turn it off. Okay. Let me see. Alright, I got one. Let me just lay it on here. We'll just lay it out. Remove blur. All right, this one's a good one. This one's a good one. Okay. All right. Oops. I just handed back the 22,000 points. I changed it to capital L because it looks too much like AI. And that's problematic. No AI on this channel. AI is banned. AI is not. No. If you're a bot, get out of here. No bots allowed. Okay. Marissa or Weird Al, let's go. Start prediction. Start prediction. Okay, let me change over my... Okay, ready? Ready? Go. Okay. Is this Marissa or Weird Al? 50 seconds. Oh no, Tom. No! We're not just against AI. We banned them. I forgot what that's called, but that's the signature AI move. That's power. That's integrity. Which one is it, Trix? Which one is it? Is it me or Al? You gotta guess. This one's good, isn't it? This one's pretty close. Yeah, I'm excited. Did you ban your therapist? Oh, shit. Shots fired, reply. Yes, my therapist is banned. Chat is banned. Okay. It's Weird Al. It's Weird Al. It looks like me, though. The eyebrows. I don't know. And the way that his face in the lighting. It looks so much like me. It's perfect. I had to edit out the shoulder. The shoulder would have been a dead giveaway. It's a very manly looking shoulder. Who got it right? I hope you guys guessed correctly. Okay. I'll give you back your points now. Don't worry, I won't hold your points hostage. I love that it was close. Al was born in 1959. He could really be your dad. Oh, absolutely. He could be my dad. But he still kind of looks like me. I don't know if... I think that's a compliment to him and not a compliment to me. No, I think he looks awesome. He looks so cool. He looks great. I don't know anything about him, truly, genuinely. I did hear him speak for the first time, which was not what I expected. I expected him to be European, according to his last name. I don't know, for some reason I did. But he has a very American accent, so I think he's American. I was like taken aback. I was like, whoa, this guy sounds like me. Or sounds like someone from here. Yeah. Weird Al. I haven't seen the movie. I did listen to that song that Tweet posted in my Discord, though. That was a good one. About the Amish. He's goofy, alright. He's very goofy. Mormon Al. Yeah. He does sound Mormon. He does. He sounds like he's from Utah. It's so interesting. Anyways, Dom, I love how you've perfected the AI speak. It's like you can immediately tell. You can immediately tell if somebody I'm gonna be scrolling through. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll through my LinkedIn, and like I guarantee you, I'm gonna find something that is written by AI. like almost instantly. That's an AI generated image. I'm not gonna. I don't want to dox anybody, so I won't show you. But like, I just found an AI generated image. Oh look, another AI generated image. Oh look, another AI. Oh look, this was definitely. Oh, this was written by AI. Okay. This person I don't follow. I don't. Let me make sure. Let me make sure nothing's being doxed, and I'll show you. Yep, that's being doxed. Okay, I won't show you. What if I zoom in really? Nope, that just shows my name even more. Okay. Can I just open the post in a different... Can I open the post in a different section? So it's not showing my... Oh, I'm going to take a screenshot. There we go. I'm going to take a screenshot. And so we'll have this person who's a public figure. We're going to close out of LinkedIn so I don't accidentally pull it up in the background. You guys, we're learning. Hi, Chaotic. Welcome. Okay, look at this. This is like the third post I saw. AI or not AI? You tell me. Disney World is not a vacation, period. It's a $6,000 trip to stand on asphalt in July, period. You wait 2 hours on a 90-second ride, period. Then you pick the next line, period. It's 94 degrees, period. 50,000 people, period. This is AI! This is AI! I hate this. This makes me so sad. People, stop writing like this. It is so soulless. It is so soulless and makes people want to cry when they read it. Like, how can I tell? It's because of the short sentences, the gotcha sentences, and the periods, the incessant periods, and there's no what's it called? There's no M dash in here, so that would have been a huge one. But this is still obvious. The passive aggressive. Thank you, Refly. The passive aggressive. But like this one, it's a major expense. It's like every sentence has to be like everything's condensed in the most efficient speech as possible. That's what it is. It's all like, it's like a grab. It's a grab sentence every time with every sentence, right? And then it's also like the starting the sentence with and then it's, it ends with this. It ends with it's, like, I don't know. It's the overall vibe. Dom says, I worry about people using AI all day and then speaking like AI. Yeah, people do that. Excuse me. People do that. Sam says, I like starting a sentence with and. Well, I mean, I feel like I've started sentences with and before. I think it's just like, it's all of this together. Oh my gosh, hello DJ Salt Lick. Welcome. How's it going? Hello, my friend. I think I've seen you in other communities. We're currently, sorry. This is not what we're doing today. We're currently talking about AI speak and this is obviously AI speak, and it just makes me sad. And how LinkedIn is just a terrible place, full of sorrow and despair. But I keep coming back to farm dopamine from, I have no use for LinkedIn, but I open the tab at least once a day, maybe even twice a day, and I scroll down, scroll. I can't explain it to you. It's just like, it's like doom scrolling So anyway, DJ Salt, like today we're actually reading Hindu philosophy. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita, and that's our main thing for today, which is one of the primary Hindu texts. It's a conversation between Arjuna and Lord Krishna, or God, about war. And we're also discussing a philosophical question. I've got like 10 million overlays. A philosophical question of, is there such thing as a just war? This text is arguing that there is. But their explanation is more of a religious and spiritual explanation. So Lord Krishna basically said, why are you even worrying? None of this really matters, because at the end of the day, there is one underlying reality, which is God, that's unchanging, unborn, undying. And he went through all these words: unentered, unassailed, unharmed, untouched. Right? So that's the explanation. If you would ask me, in my personal opinion, is there such thing as a just war? No. No, there is no such thing as a just war. But, no, there's no but. There's no but. But I followed immediately. That's just the natural progression of the sentences that are coming out of my mouth. But we're reading this philosophy today because I think it's interesting. So a little bit of context. We've got many people here who are atheists, and proud atheists. So atheists, you're welcome here. We've also got people here who are into Eastern spirituality and religion. I don't know if we have any Christians among us, but the Christians would be welcome as well. Everyone's welcome here. I consider myself kind of my master's is in international relations, and I kind of see that as my aspirational identity. So my aspirational identity is to be a connector, to kind of just gather all the wisdom, all the knowledge, and kind of just bring everyone together. Some may call that being a chronic people pleaser. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, that's fine. Maybe that's what I am. But you know what? I've accepted that as part of myself, and I'm not going to be ashamed of it. So, I thought you did biology. I did do biology as well. I did do biology. That was my undergrad. Yeah. So, DJ Solik said, I identify agnostic. I don't believe in organized religion, but I'm still searching for the universe creator if it exists. You came to the perfect place, my friend. Me too. Holy shit. Me too. I will always leave the door open. I will always leave the door open for that. I grew up Mormon, and I mentioned that at least once a stream. People are tired of hearing about me being Mormon. And when you grow up with a religion, it kind of, if you didn't grow up in an organized religion and you still are agnostic, that's cool too. But when you grow up religious and you leave that religion, it leaves a big hole to be filled. And so I'm trying to I was going to say I'm trying to fill my hole, but that wouldn't be appropriate. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, so that's all we're trying to do here. I'm just trying to fill my hole. Okay. My existential hole. So yeah. The language of this is kind of difficult to understand, but we're pressing on. We're in the middle of chapter 2. Lord Krishna is still speaking. He says, wonderful, wistful to contemplate, difficult, doubtful to speak upon, strange and great for tongue to relate, mystical hearing for every one. Nor wotteth man this, what a marvel it is, when seeing and saying and hearing are done. This life within all living things, my prince, hides beyond harm. Scorn thou to suffer then, for that which cannot suffer. Do thy part, be mindful of thy name, and tremble not. Naught better can betide a martial soul than lawful war. Happy the warrior to whom comes joy of battle, comes as now, glorious and fair, unsought, opening for him a gateway unto heaven. But if thou shunst this honorable field, so he just keeps saying, this is a just battle, this is a just war. You should fulfill your duty as a warrior. DJ Saltlick said, I'm an engineer, so I look at things scientifically. My family was Baptist, and I started seeing holes in the dogma. Oh, that's cool that you're an engineer. That's awesome. I tried studying biomedical engineering, but I couldn't, the physics was too challenging for me. It didn't, I love studying like organic chemistry and like biology and that side of it. So that's why I transitioned to biology and away from engineering. But I definitely have an appreciation for engineers. You guys are smart. Yeah, I started seeing holes as well. Or kind of just like, why would God be this way? I thought God was all knowing and all loving, right? I thought we believed in a benevolent and loving God. So why would God hate my lesbian best friend? And I started coming to these dilemmas, right, where my parents or people in my community were very judgmental and very, I guess that's the only word I can describe it, very judgmental, especially against people from the LGBT community. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it, seriously, because when I actually met these people, I was like, what? There's a huge disconnect here, because like these people are some of the kindest people I've ever met. And there's good people and bad people, right? In every social group. But like, it didn't make sense to me. It felt so wrong. Like when my parents told me I couldn't live with my lesbian best friend because like they didn't want the lesbian to rub off on me. That was the final straw for me. I was like, this is stupid. Maybe I still believe in God and I still respect that, but like this whole like organized kind of blind following of doctrine. I can't do this. I need to find my own relationship with the divine, whatever that may be. I'm not going to listen to another a flawed human view of the divine. I'm going to find the divine for myself, because humans are just fundamentally flawed. And so, yeah, that's what I have against organized religion. And if you like organized religion, that's fine. If you like, some people they just like the structure of it and the discipline of it is very helpful, and and that's what works for my parents. It's worked their whole lives. They want the structure of it. They want to be told what to believe. They don't want to stray from the path. They don't want to consider other things. They want to just keep on the straight and narrow, which is like a common Mormon phrase. And you know, they're good people. They're good people. And I think over time they've changed. But definitely in the time when I was growing up, there was a lot of, I mean, the Mormon church over time has grown to be slightly more open-minded than they were in the past, for sure. Especially when it comes to like the gay community, but they're still not fully. And it depends on where you are. Like, I was in the heart of Logan, Utah. I was in the middle. Like, I was in the most orthodox. I don't know. It's not really orthodox. The most like following exactly what is you know. Hi, Duncan. Oh, thank you. It's so nice to see you today. Look at us. We're talking about the same things we always talk about. But we're reading a Hindu text today, Duncan. We're reading the Bhagavad Gita. We're just taking a break. We are Lord Krishna, who is God, recently was telling Arjuna not to fret, because Arjuna is about to enter this battle, and he's fretting because he's like, I don't know if I can deal with the burden of killing these people. Is killing these people right? Is going to war for this cause right? And Lord Krishna comes in and says, well, actually, in the grand scheme of things, everything is God, and so it doesn't really. I think what he's trying to say, this is a very like crude interpretation, so don't find your own interpretation. But I'm assuming what he's meaning is that like it's so much bigger than just like you or like an individual. Like it's about good versus evil, and like good needs to prevail. And so yes, there is a just war, and at the end of the day, like we are all part of one being, which is God. And so like if the good side conquers over the bad side of God, then that's okay. That's my interpretation. I could be completely wrong, but this is a very informal stream. This is not. I'm no expert on anything. You know what? I am an expert. I'm an expert at investigating. An expert at being curious. DCI said the atheist streamer I watch is Deconstruction Zone. Their Discord is full of people who are deconstructing from theism, and they have a big support group. And there are specialist therapists who help people leaving religion. Oh, okay. Deconstruction Zone. I should check them out. Well, yeah, I mean, DCI, like, I also want to provide a space for that as well. The only reason why I share my experiences is like, so just in case other people might relate to them. It's not really like for me to just sit here and complain. I could do that. And I do enjoy complaining. But, I think the most important thing about being a human is laying out your difficulties and being able to relate to other people and be like, wow, I experienced that too. And that's the most beautiful part of being a human, is that we have such sophisticated communication that we are able to communicate the most intricate of ideas. We have come the closest to being able to see inside of each other's minds, more close than any other being that's existed on Earth so far, I think. But yeah, which I think is really cool. DCI said, "What about the racism in the Book of Mormon?" Oh yeah, they kind of gloss over that. DCI, that's kind of a little bit on the down low these days. But I did have a book as a kid, picture book, where it did show like the Lamanites being cursed with dark skin. So, yeah, that's problematic. Duncan said, a spiritual relationship is a very intimate and personal one. It's contradictory to think that a set of values applies to a large group of people. I agree. Yeah, it's a very subjective thing in my opinion. I mean, maybe you do benefit from organized religion. Maybe it does help you find your own subjective. I mean, there are still some aspects, right? Because they encourage you to pray, which that is like performing your own investigation. They're encouraging you to read the scriptures, which is like you can come up with your own interpretations secretly in your head. You might not share them with other people because you can only share what's appropriate and what's in line with the church doctrine. Some people just appreciate having more guardrails on their life. I'm just not one of those people. I don't know. Life is short, man. DC, I said there are thousands of people in that community. Wow. Okay. Deconstruction zone. Okay, I'll write it down. Yeah. It's definitely a process, and it definitely takes time. I'm still trying to find out like what is valuable for people. Sometimes the only thing I know how to do is share my personal experiences, but I'm still learning like what Twitch wants from me, because that's what I ultimately want to do. I want to do what people want. That's what happened the other day when I was crying to my husband. I was like, I just want to know what people want from me. Like, please, if I could just know what everyone else wanted me to do, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do anything you want. I'll be whatever you want me to be. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll go where you want me to go. Okay, I'm gonna get more tea. Give me 2. When's the next ad break? Let me see if I can. When's the next? Oh, okay, it's in 10 minutes. Okay, well, in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we'll get some more tea. DJ said, I was lurking in your mushroom stream. That was awesome. Wait, which mushroom stream? Was it the tier list stream or the mycelium sculpture stream? I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love talking about mushrooms too. Mushrooms are my big passion. And I've had fun. There's times in the past where I talked about certain concepts such as limerence, which is like love sickness or obsession, romantic it's not always romantic, like obsession with another person. Oh, the one where I was doing the sculpture, then you showed the trace. Oh, that's cool. Well, thank you for lurking during that. Yeah, I was very happy to do that. I've got my my sculpture still behind me. Oh, here. Show it. Let me see. My sculpture. She's still here. Oh, it's so much lighter than when I first took it out. When I first took it out of the oven, it still had moisture in it, but it only faintly smells like mushrooms now. It doesn't smell as strong as it did before. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do another round. What do you guys think? If anybody wants one, I'll make one for you. Just let me know. If any of the mushroom Twitch streamers would like a mycelium logo, I'd be happy to send you one. It's kind of ugly, but it's ugly in a good way, right? I don't know. DJ Salt said, my aunt is deeply religious. However, I never tell her I don't believe in that stuff, because I know she prays for me, and I'm not trying to hurt her feelings and thoughts. Right. Yeah, there's like this line that you can't really cross with your family members. It can be very challenging. My parents are very religious still, and I do have one sister who's on a mission right now. And there's just some topics that I will never be able to talk to them about. And there's like, I will never be able to have a very close relationship with my parents. I'll always have some distance. Because like, if we delve into anything about life, like that is their religion is just deeply ingrained and rooted into every part of their existence. And so if we end up having any sort of deep conversation, it's always going to have that underlying basis of religion. And like I'm fine if they just want to yap about their beliefs and their experiences and their church stuff. Like I'm past the point of being bitter or being like resentful or anything. But like they can't ask me things. The problem is that their belief system, their worldview is quite fragile. Or quite, not fragile, but very emotional, very emotionally linked. And especially because I'm their child and I don't share the same beliefs. Whenever that's brought up, that is like instantly opening a huge can of emotional worms. Just like, like opening a wound. Like with me, I've just come to accept like whatever people believe, that's fine. That's cool. It doesn't really affect me. But for them, it's like anything that goes against or challenges, it's always a challenge to my worldview, and it's contradictory. It's like it's just like a lot of all or nothing thinking, and so it's impossible to have a nuanced conversation about anything really, and so that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna read more for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go get more tea. So, this life within all living things, my prince, hides beyond harm. Scorn thou to suffer then, for that which cannot suffer. Do thy part. Be mindful of thy name, and tremble not. Not better than can betide a martial soul, than lawful war, happy the warrior, to whom comes joy of battle, comes as now, glorious and fair, unsought, opening for him a gateway unto heaven. Fulfill your duty. But if thou shunst this honorable field, if knowing thy duty and thy task, thou bidst duty and task go by, that shall be sin. Yeah. So if everything's part of the same thing, but you still have individual duty. It's almost like having individual cells in one body. Every cell has a duty and a purpose. If the cell does not fulfill their duty and purpose, then it goes through apoptosis, dies off, sinning. And those to come shall speak the infamy from age to age, but infamy is worse for men of noble blood to bear than death. The chiefs upon their battle chariots will deem 'twas fear that drove thee from the fray. Of those who held thee mighty souled, the scorn thou must abide, while all thine enemies will scatter bitter speech of thee to mock the valor which thou hadst. What fate could fall more grievously than this? Either being killed, thou wilt win, or alive and victor, thou wilt reign an earthly king. Therefore, arise, brace thine arm for conflict, nerve thy heart to meet, as things alike to thee, pleasure or pain, profit or ruin, victory or defeat, so minded, gird thee to the fight, for so thou shalt not sin. Okay, my ad break is... Hi, Tweet! Thanks for being here. I'm so sorry there's going to be an ad break as soon as you come in. Welcome. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to get more tea. All right, my friends, welcome back. I had no idea what arancini was, just looked it up. Yes, oh my gosh. DJ Solid, arancini is so delicious. It's amazing. It's like this delightful ball of just cheese and rice and deliciousness, and sometimes it's served with like tomato sauce. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's Italian food. Oh, and yeah, it's got like peas sometimes in there. Oh, yeah, sometimes like pasta, sometimes there's so many different types too. But truly spectacular. I always like having them with the tomato sauce. The acidity of the tomato sauce makes it so much better. It cuts through the cheese because it can be quite rich, but yeah, delicious. I forgot what I was gonna say. What did I do the past few days? Oh, no. Never mind. The thought entered my mind and then it just immediately left. I didn't do anything. I did stuff. The other day we talked about good habits and bad habits. The good habit that I'm trying to increase is my exercise. So I'm transitioning from 3 days a week to 4 days a week of hot yoga. And that's been fun. Okay, I can't think of anything entertaining to say. I'm just gonna keep reading. This is why I have something. I gotta have a main thing to do. Because, like, if I get put on the spot where I need to come up with something entertaining, sometimes I just blank the fuck out. And so, we've abandoned gaming as our form of base entertainment. But we need to replace it with something. Sometimes it's tier lists, sometimes it's reading, sometimes it's yoga, but there's got to be something in there. Can't just be yapping, because it's only so long before I'll try and complain about something. DJ Salt Lake said, I'm trying to increase my exercise from 0 days a week to at least 1. You got to start somewhere, my friend. I've had many periods in my life where it's been 0 days. Yeah. Sometimes that's the hardest part is transitioning from 0 days to 1 day, or even like halfway, like just doing some stretching, not even doing any like intense exercise, not even doing any like moderate exercise. Or just like going for a walk one day, or like my thing was like was just doing like basic yoga, just stretching, like cat cows, like watching YouTube tutorials. I don't leave the house very often, so walking. The time in my life where I didn't do any exercise, I was living in an area where walking was just wasn't, everybody who's from Europe or everywhere that's not America, you guys are lucky, because you have walkable cities. At least that's what I've been told. Here, it's not the same thing. Like, you walk outside and there's a fucking 7-Eleven, or just like a freeway, or just like there's no sidewalk, or like having an area right outside your house to walk around is a luxury. It's a luxury. And so in the past I've lived in apartments where there just wasn't places to walk, so I didn't go for walks. Dom asks, what's Utah's biggest city? Salt Lake. Yeah, the one where I live. Salt Lake City. It's our capital. It's got like, I want to say 1 million people in the metropolitan area. In downtown, I think it's like, in like the actual city proper, I think it's 100,000. Orange, welcome back. My sleep was awesome. Nearly ready for my overnight oats. Another oat connoisseur. DCI was just mentioning how he was an oat connoisseur. Oats are so good for you. Is there actually a giant salt lake? Oh dear. Should I even go there? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't the thing I was looking for. I think it's this one. So there is theoretically, but not for much longer. Not for much longer. It's currently at 36% capacity, 36% full, and actually at the bottom of this Great Salt Lake is a lot of arsenic. So a lot of heavy metals, dangerous heavy metals, that will soon be blown into the air, be made airborne, if it keeps drying out and collapsing. So it's actually a huge environmental disaster on the brink of. And the graph I was pulling up before is actually the snowpack levels. So, you guys, I was showing you a chart, and you guys were clowning on me because it was like, well, snowpack hasn't even started yet. So I was showing you a chart back in January, and that's true. The snowpack hadn't even started yet. Okay, but now we're at the end of winter. Look at this. As of April 9th, this is years past, okay? This is like average. Here's where we are. Okay? Yeah, that's not good, my friend. So, Dom says, do you need it for anything, or is it just nice? So, it's not fresh water, right? It's salt water. It's like really, really, really salty, like almost Dead Sea levels. So like you could almost float in there. So I think there's like salt farms out there that like farm the salt, but and like theoretically it would regulate the temperature of Salt Lake City as like just a giant body of water. But mostly the biggest concern is that it just like sits on top of this giant ticking time bomb of arsenic. So that's useful. We do need it for that. We need it to be there. There's also like a lot of native bird, a lot of bird migrations that happen. They come here. A lot of birds. So the bird's habitat will be lost, which is kind of sad. So the birds love it too. DJ Salt Lake said, I heard once an F-16 crashed in Salt Lake and couldn't be found when it sank. What? That's crazy. I haven't heard that one. But Orange, like, the salt flats are pretty cool. If you guys have ever seen the movie, Pirates of the Caribbean 3, that's where it was filmed. This is what it looks like out there. It's just like vast white salt flats. It's really cool. Orange says, sell the salt as if it has heavenly healing properties. Yeah. It's also very useful for like when it's wintertime and we need to remove the snow, right? DJ Solik said, oh yeah, the levels and satellite pictures show a grim picture. Yeah, it's, yeah. Let me see if it shows. Yeah, so, here's what it looked like in 1986. And then here's what it looked like in 2021. I'm not sure if we have anything. See, this even looks even smaller. 2022. But Yeah, so it is one of the most critical concerns people have here. Actually, my husband and I are thinking of moving away from here and somewhere else because it is like this will really affect us. And if we plan on having kids here, we don't want them to have to deal with toxic air. So, have you heard about the Lake Nyas disaster? Gas escaped from a lake and killed 1,000 people. What? That's crazy. Kind of like the Salton Sea story. Salton Sea. Shallow landlocked lake. Over millions of years, the Colorado River. Oh, interesting. The lake dried completely. Hundreds of archaeological sites have been found in the region, indicating possibly long-term Native American villages and temporary camps. In the 1980s, contamination from farm runoff promoted the outbreak. An outbreak of something more inhospitable to wildlife. Oh, clouds of toxic dust into nearby communities. Oh, I see. Yep, and that's exactly what's happening. That's interesting. So, California lawmakers pledged to fund air quality management projects. Did it end up being successful? Construction began in 2021. Dust suppression project. Well, here's the thing. Like, there may be like a last ditch effort. So currently, nothing is planned to be done. Like they're gonna wait. The lawmakers are gonna wait until the last freaking second. And so that, like, my husband and I have already decided, like, we're not gonna just wait for that to happen. Like, and then once they like come up with this solution, last ditch solution, who's to say like the problem won't start anew? Like, who's to say it won't be a constant cycle of like, oh no, the lake is drying up. We need to conserve water, and you know, all the stress and all the somebody do something, right? Somebody do something. It's really difficult. It's like it's really difficult because the biggest problem that's causing it is alfalfa farmers in Utah. They're diverting the water to grow alfalfa, which is a very water heavy crop, and people are too short-sighted to like they're like, oh, our livelihoods, we can't have our farm be taken away, but they're not thinking about like, well, if we don't do this now, your children's livelihoods will be way worse off. If you don't make small sacrifices now, your children's lives. But this is a tale as old as time. I mean, humans are we're all super short-sighted. That's just potentially our nature. I don't know. So we're gonna move. And I'm okay with that. I'd like to live in Oregon. That's where I'd like to live. I think it's so beautiful out there. I want to live somewhere green everywhere. It's time. I've lived in the desert my whole life, and I'm ready for a change. It will be sad to lose, like, because what's been nice about living in the desert is like you don't have mold growing a lot of the time. Like, It's a lot easier to grow mushrooms, for example, because like there's a lot lower of a chance of contamination if you're growing mushrooms. And like areas in like bathrooms and stuff don't grow mold as easily. In general, there's just less mold. I don't know. I have this weird hyperfixation with mold. Like the mold. My husband knows this. He's like, you're always so afraid of mold. I'm like, I seriously, I can't let clothes sit in the dryer for more than 2 hours because I'm afraid the mold's going to grow. Which I know is unrealistic, but the mold. Anyway, okay. Let's continue our reading. That was a huge diversion. So Lord Krishna is still speaking. Thus far I speak to thee, as from the Sankhya, unspiritually. Hear now the deeper teachings of the yogi, which holding, understanding, thou shalt burst the bondage of wrought deeds. Here shall no end be hindered, no hope marred, no loss be feared. Faith, yea, a little faith, shall save thee from the anguish of thy dread. Here, glory of the Kurus, shines one rule, one steadfast rule, while shifting souls have laws many and hard. Specious but wrongful deem the speech of those ill-taught ones who extol the letter of the Vedas, saying, this is all we have or need, being weak at heart with wants, seekers of heaven, which comes, they say, as fruit of good deeds done, promising men much profit in new births for works of faith, in various rites abounding, following whereon large merit shall accrue towards wealth and power, albeit who wealth and power do most desire, least fixity of soul have such, least hold on heavenly meditation. Much these teach from Veds. Some of this I'm like, what am I saying? I don't know. We press on. Concerning the three qualities. But thou, be free of the three qualities. Be free of the pairs of opposites, and free from that sad righteousness which calculates, self-ruled Arjuna, simple, satisfied. Look, like as when a tank pours water forth to suit all needs, so do these Brahmins draw text for all wants from tank of holy writ. It is ye old English. Yeah. It just happens to be the version that I'm reading. But thou want not, ask not, find full reward of doing right in right. Let right deeds be thy motive, not the fruit which comes from them. Oh, that I can understand. Do the right thing, not because not for any sort of reward or outcome, but because it's right. And live in action. Make thine acts thy piety, casting all self aside, condemning gain and merit, equable in good or evil. Equability is piety. Yet the right act is less, far less, than the right thinking mind. Seek refuge in thy soul. Have there thy heaven. Scorn them that follow virtue for her gifts. The mind of pure devotion, even here, casts equally aside good deeds and bad, passing above them. Unto pure devotion devote thyself. With perfect meditation comes perfect act. And the right-hearted rise, more certainly because they seek no gain. Forth from the bands of body, step by step, to the highest seats of bliss. When thy firm soul hath shaken off those tangled oracles which ignorantly guide, then shall it soar, to high neglect of what's denied or said, this way or that way, in doctrinal writ. Troubled no longer by the priestly lore, safe shall it live and sure, steadfastly bent on meditation. I wonder if he's like describing, like, so doing the right things because they're right. Just acting, not thinking. Kind of describing like my vocabulary is so limited. Like a flow state of just like doing what you're supposed to do without he mentioned earlier without self. Let's see. When I feel the most spiritually aligned, and I still don't really know what spiritual means. I'm trying to figure it out. When I feel the closest to being spiritually aligned is when I feel like myself disappears and I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. I'm fulfilling my ultimate purpose. And it could be something as simple as like, oh, I had the feeling that I'm supposed to talk to this person today. I had the feeling that this person was off today. Maybe I should reach out to them and see how they're doing. Or maybe it's like, wow, suddenly I'm feeling full of love and appreciation for everyone in my life, and I just want to share it with everybody. When I'm in those states, that's when I feel the most close to the divine. Yeah. And in those states, I definitely feel selfless. And it's not the selflessness that's guilt motivated, which is often encouraged was often encouraged in my religious upbringing. It's more of like a selflessness that just is. It just happens spontaneously. It's just like a feeling that comes over me, and I just allow it to happen. I don't hold it back. I don't make any judgments about it. I don't dwell on anything. On like, is this what I'm supposed to do? I don't know. What does this mean? If I do this for this person, are they going to do something back? And I don't get caught up in any of that bullshit. I just like do the thing. I just reach out to the person, and I say everything I feel like I'm supposed to say, and I give them time to like respond to me. And I'm fully present, and I feel like a vessel of communication. I'm not like choosing my medication. What? I'm not choosing my communication to fit the person. I'm just like, the communication is flowing through me somehow. And it's not me doing it, it's something else. Or it feels like something else. I don't know. I don't know if it genuinely is something outside of myself or if it's just me. Okay, so now Arjuna is speaking. What is his mark who hath that steadfast heart, confirmed in holy meditation? Know we his speech? Sits he, moves he like other men? Krishna says, when one, abandoning desires which shake the mind, finds in his soul full comfort for his soul, he hath attained the yoga. Yoga, perhaps? I don't know. That man is such, in sorrows not dejected, and in joys not overjoyed, dwelling outside the stress of passion, fear, and anger, fixed in calms of lofty contemplation. Such an one is the sage, the true recluse. In sorrows not dejected, and in joys not overjoyed. See, that's kind of what I was saying, I feel like. Where it's like, you're experiencing things, emotions are coming up, but you're not like experiencing them too much. You're just experiencing them the right amount. Everything's happening in the way it's supposed to happen. There's no resistance to anything. Okay, so like resistance, what does that mean? So like I feel like I live my whole life most of the time just resisting everything. Everything is a struggle. Everything is a resistance. Everything is like it's like a grab for my attention. Like, oh, look over here, do this, look at this. This thought's coming up and I gotta suppress it, or I gotta make a judgment about it. I gotta have an opinion about it. It's like all of it's like grabbing at my attention. I'm just being pulled in every way possible. That's like everyday basic waking existence. But like for this ultimate state, it's none of that. It's just like whatever thought or perception or whatever arises, it arises and it flows through me and then it goes out. And then another one comes up and it arises and it flows out, and it arises and it flows out. There's no like, should I do this? Or what would so-and-so think about this? What do I think about this? There's no thinking. There's just doing. Okay. He who to none and nowhere overbound by ties of flesh takes evil things and good, neither desponding nor exulting. Such bears wisdom's plainest mark. He who shall draw, as the wise tortoise draws its 4 feet safe under its shield, his 5 frail senses back, under the spirit's buckler from the world, which else assails them, such an one, my prince, hath wisdom's mark. Things that solicit sense hold off from the self-governed. Nay, it comes, the appetites of him who lives beyond, depart, arouse no more. Yet may it chance, O son, that a governed mind shall sometime feel the sense storm sweep, and rest, strong self-control by the roots. Let him regain his kingdom. Let him conquer this, and sit on me intent. That man alone is wise, who keeps the mastery of himself. See, here's the thing, like, this is making it sound like it's discipline. I don't know if so we might be thinking about different things. Because, like, when I think about it, it doesn't seem like anything disciplined. It seems like something that just arises completely spontaneously. It's not like I hold anything back, like I suppress all my senses. Sensory deprivation. I don't really do that. Instead, I actually feel more free. There's no resistance or restraining. I also struggled reading the Yoga Sutras because it's a similar thing. You know, yoga comes from the word yoke, which means like to rein in a cattle. You gotta rein it in. It's basically like reining in your mind. It's a way, like, yoga is more than just the poses. It's also like the meditation and the like eating habits, and then how you act, what you say, what you do, etc. Like, and that's all about yoking yourself, reining it in. But I feel like my everyday existence is me trying to just constantly rein myself in, and hold myself back. In the times where I feel like I let myself go the most is when I feel the most spiritually aligned. But I don't know. I could be wrong. If one ponders on objects of the sense, there springs attraction. From attraction grows desire. Desire flames to fierce passion. Passion breeds recklessness. Then the memory, all betrayed, lets noble purpose go and saps the mind, till purpose, mind, and man are all undone. But if one deals with objects of the sense, not loving and not hating, making them serve his free soul, which rests serenely, such a man comes to tranquility, and out of that tranquility shall rise the end and healing of his earthly pains, since the will governed sets the soul at peace. The soul of the ungoverned is not his, nor hath he knowledge of himself, which lacked, how grows serenity, and wanting that, whence shall he hope for happiness? Let's see. Desire flames to fierce passion. Passion breeds recklessness. Then the memory. Desire, passion, recklessness. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Where it's like, you need to not have opinion about things. You need to just let things be what they need to be. The mind that gives itself to follow shows of sense, seeth its helm of wisdom rent away, and like a ship in waves of whirlwind, drives to wreck and death. Only with him, whose senses are not swayed by things of sense, only with him who holds this mastery, shows wisdom perfect. What is midnight? Gloom to an unenlightened soul's shines wakeful day. To his clear gaze, what seems as a wakeful day is known for night. Thick night of ignorance, to his true seeing eyes, such is the saint. And like the ocean day by... So that's interesting. What is midnight gloom to unenlightened souls? Every time I read about the descriptions of enlightenment, like it keeps painting this picture in my mind that it's like something similar to just, again, being in deep sleep, which is basically like death. And here it says midnight. I mean, when you think of an absence of light, I think what it means is like an absence of senses. So again, like deep sleep, absence of any perceptions or thoughts or anything. And then daytime is when everything's illuminated and all your senses are active and everything's coming up. And like the ocean, day by day receiving floods from all lands, which never overflows, its boundary line not leaping and not leaving, fed by the river, but unswelled by those. So is the perfect one, to his soul's ocean. The world of sense pours streams of witchery. They leave him as they find, without commotion, taking their tribute, but remaining sea. Reply, you cannot keep score, my friend. You're too biased. You're too biased, my friend. Maybe in your book. Dom says you can sort of generalize that Hindus withdraw from senses and Buddhists forge a path through them. But when you scan the brains of great yogis, they are much different. They are much different to deep sleep. I'm eating Tic Tacs. They're coal flavor. Agnostics aren't even in the game. Yeah, right? Refly, you're not even including everyone. Can't believe this. So I got coal for Christmas, and so these are my coal flavored Tic Tacs. I didn't realize it was just sugar. Back when I was having my really intense sugar cravings and eating that entire Costco tuxedo cake. Okay, so Refly included the agnostics now. Still 0. Bruh. Under whose standards? Duncan says orange ones are orange sugar. Well, Duncan, I love the fruit flavor ones. This one is actually cherry flavor. I don't think it's red on the inside. That'd be cool if it was red on the inside. It's kind of sour. See, it's white on the inside. It's like so addicting though. So anyway, when I was addicted to my sugar, I would literally like, once you eat one Tic Tac, you almost can't stop because it's like so delightfully crunchy. Yeah, they're sour cherry, Duncan. And so I'll just open it up. And you know when you open it up, it's over. Like, I'll be grabbing 3 or 4 of them and just like, oh shit. One just fell down my shirt. Excuse me. Oh wait. Let me turn off my camera. 1 second. Let me fish for my... Okay. I just stick my whole hand down there. There's a lot of empty space, just so you know. Because anyway. Non-existent boobs. I would rather have small boobs than large ones, to be honest. Large boobs are so overrated. I love looking at them. Don't get me wrong. I love looking at them. I have a few Twitch channels I follow just for me to watch. There's one Korean woman. Beautiful. Delightful. But like every day, like I think it would be really uncomfortable. Because I've heard from women who have very large boobs that when you like walk downstairs or when you run, it can be very painful. And like it can give you back issues and stuff. So, pros and cons of everything, I guess. Anyway. What time is it? Oh, it's 3. Wow. We might have a long stream today. We're at chapter 3 already. We finished chapter 2. Say entertaining thing. I can't think of anything entertaining. Fuck. Oh shit. I just dropped my thing. DJ said a coworker of mine who had larger boobs told me that her back pain was intense. It makes sense. Yeah, it is. It is. That's what happens. And especially for women who get breast implants, like their muscles are not prepared for that. Like their back muscles are not prepared to handle that. So I can imagine that'd be really painful. But it's all about trade-offs, right? Like I have considered before, the thought has crossed my mind to like get breast implants, but I think what stopped me from wanting them is just like when I learned that they can rupture when they're inside your body. I was like, oh no, I will not be doing that. That's the thing that stopped me. Otherwise, why not? I don't think I'll ever get plastic surgery in my lifetime. I think it's a bit overrated. Although, plastic surgery is very common in, where I live. I thought about getting lip filler at one point because my lips are really thin. But like, I don't know. I feel like we should just embrace natural bodies. We need to stray away from looks maxing. I don't think I agree with that. Especially after listening to that interview with Clavicular, I definitely don't think it's good or healthy. Unfortunately, I think that person has strayed very far from the path of reason. DJ Solid said, my ex had a nose job, but she was very conscious about it, so I respected it. I loved her the way she was. Oh, she was really self-conscious about it before. Oh, I see. Well, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about something I might want to share, but it's probably not my story to share. Yeah, I've had friends or like people close to me who've had procedures done, and I actually liked the way they looked before, but I'm never gonna I wouldn't tell them that, because, it's a very personal decision to modify your body like that. And if it really does make you feel better, then why not? But I definitely don't think like people should be encouraged to just like have that be the norm, like having an extremely modified body or face. Have that be the beauty standard. I don't think that's good. I mean, I've never really been one to wear a ton of makeup. In the past, I wore like really, really thick brow pencil. It was bad. I still haven't found a picture. Oh, I need to show you a picture. It was so bad. It made me feel good in the moment. So, Duncan said, unfortunately with social media, that is the social standard people compare themselves to nowadays. Enhancements. Yeah, absolutely. And it used to just be, a lot of it used to be mostly targeting women, but it's been interesting to see how with the looks maxing community and with clavicular, like, it's starting to target men as well. And there's always been beauty standards for men as well. It's just like not talked about as much. But I think now it is coming to the forefront of our attention, I think, because of this trend. But like, it was just interesting to see in the interview with Clavicular, like, I'm talking about the Andrew Callahan interview with him. The way he talked about things, and like, Andrew Callahan asked him, he was like, so do you think you would ever get married? And Clavicular said, well, where's the ROI on that? And what he meant was return on investment. He just thinks about everything in like black or white, or like it's very utilitarian. It's like, well, where's the benefit? Well, what's in it for me? It's all about like trade-offs. It's all about like conditions. And that's kind of his whole mantra, is about like, well, this is how the world works. The world works if you're more physically attractive, then you're going to get more things. You're going to get more money, you're going to get more sex, you're going to get more social status, like respect. You're going to get it all. I mean, unfortunately, I think that a lot of the world does operate that way. More free French fries. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not going to try to argue that pretty privilege doesn't exist, because I think it definitely does. Um, DJ Solik said, I'll take your money, keep your sex. I'm asexual. Nice. My sibling's asexual. I've had periods in my life where I thought I was as well. I'm not sure if I am. At this point, it might just be the religious trauma. It might not be genuinely asexual. It might just be religious trauma. But anyway, so I think like it just depends on what you want out of life. And the people who want the lifestyle of clavicular, like, I guess you could follow his path to get that. He wants to party all the time. He wants to have like beautiful women around him all the time. He wants to kind of it's a very like, I don't know, I just look at his life and I'm not jealous of it. I'm just like, I don't think I want that life. Some people do, and that's fine, I guess. But some people don't. Maybe some parts of the world work that way, but I don't want to be part of those parts. I want to be in the parts of the world where value is more than just aesthetics. I want to be in the parts where value is in kindness. And when you're in your community, like, this is why I love working with the refugee and immigrant community, because like there's just so much kindness there, and it's so much just like people just come up and they'll just hug you, and they don't even really know you, but they'll just be like, hello my friend, how are you? And like they'll like call each other like my brother, my sister, my friend, how are you my friend? And it's just like very much a culture of just like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter like what your accomplishments are. It just matters that you're here. That you're here and you're willing to share and be your authentic self and just help out. All you have to do is show up. Like, I don't know, these people don't care, like, that I have a master's degree, or like, it's never about like comparing like, oh, I got this cool accomplishment, and everybody's patting themselves on the back and like trying to like one up each other and like climb the ladder. It's just like about like, we're all here together, we're all in the same playing field, and we're just like being humans together. And those are the kind of spaces I want to be in. I want to be in the spaces where it's not about status, it's just about being a human. That's why I want to be in spaces where there's more sharing of emotion. Duncan says, I like them all. Shoestring or wedges or crinkle or curly. Duncan does not discriminate. You're a fry sexual. I do have to discriminate against wedges. That's the one that I can't. But I love all the other ones. Especially curly fries. I love curly fries. I love Arby's curly fries. DJ Solik said, I do like soggy French fries. For real, like the ones left sitting under the light. Wait, seriously? Okay, cool. You can have those ones. Awesome. You can take those, and I'll take the other ones. It's a mutually beneficial deal. Everybody gets what they want. Duncan said, our sexual condition is tied to our mood. If we have trouble being happy, or if we are stuck in any sort of trauma loop, anxiety loop, it's almost impossible to consider sex. Yo. Yeah, you're right. You're actually, yeah, you're spot on, actually. Sex might be on its own Maslow's pyramid at the top. You need to be relaxed and calm and secure and confident and invigorated and connected, which makes it tough. Damn. That's some wisdom right there. Yeah, I feel like I wholeheartedly agree. It tends to be the last thing on my mind. Most of the time I'm just in survival mode. Like, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about like, well, and also like you have to be confident in your body. You have to feel, at least for me, like I have to feel beautiful. I have to feel desirable. I have to feel, and that's like, that's super hard to maintain. Right. So yeah, I like that idea of like a separate Maslow's hierarchy. Okay, I think my tea's ready now. I steeped it for nice and long. I think I might have put too much tea in here though, because it's genuinely like, look how much tea is left over. Oop. That's all the tea. I'm drinking pu'er tea right now. Yeah, it's definitely a mental thing. You have to have all your mental needs met. Yeah. Okay. Shall we read chapter 3? Oh, I don't know. Should we? What time is it? Yeah, we've got time. How long is chapter 3? Scroll down. Oh, it's not that long. It's pretty short. Okay, we'll read chapter 3, and then I think we might conclude for today. Okay. Arjuna, thou whom all mortals praise, if meditation be a nobler thing than action, wherefore then dost thou impel me to this dreadful fight? Now am I by thy doubtful speech disturbed. Tell me one thing, and tell me certainly, by what road shall I find the better end? DJ Saltlick said, I suffer with body image like most, but I realize it's only a mental limitation. Yeah. I agree. And it also has to do with mental limitations that you might have of the other person, if that makes sense. Which is not something I feel like people often talk about. I'm not sure how much I want to share. I only want to share what's helpful. But like, you have to be able to see a person in a certain light. And you can see people in so many different lights. What am I trying to say? It takes a lot of mental preparation. It's almost like meditation in a way. You have to meditate a lot. Yeah. You do. You gotta meditate. In the zone. Like basketball. Yeah, gotta be in the zone. But like if you, so for example, if you have like a partner, right? And for example, like maybe they did things that day that subconsciously bothered you. Um, and they don't even pass by your awareness, like your active awareness. But you somehow keep like a mental note of that in the back of your mind. Those can all accumulate and build up and build up and build up, and get to the point where it really holds you back from being able to desire that person. DJ Solid said, when I was in the Navy and at the peak of my physical self, I never seemed happy with myself, as I was constantly trying to live up to and judge myself to others. Oh, so even when you did potentially look, you know, um, at your peak, you still had a difficult time trying to being able to accept yourself. Yeah. Um, Honestly, I don't know how that feeling arises. Oh, I'm still hot, but yeah. Yes, you are. I mean, I don't know what you look like, but I'm sure you are. Hi, Ivan. Um, we're talking about um, self-esteem and being able to see yourself as attractive, and how sometimes it's like there can be so many layers to that. And sometimes I don't even know like how that feeling arises. Like it usually just arises spontaneously. It's not because I did any sort of work. It's just like, damn, you look good. That feeling doesn't come across to me that often. Um, but I think a lot of, maybe it has to do with sometimes with me like hyping myself up. Um, something I like about having being friends with other women is that women often we will tell each other that we're hot. We're like, oh my god, girl, you're so hot. Damn, you're serving cunt. um, my best friend and I will like send pictures to each other, and we'll just tell each other how hot we are. I don't know. I feel like it's good. It may be vain, but like I think it's like it's vain, but in like a supportive way. Like you should support your friends. You should tell your friends that they're hot. Um, there's no the only insinuation of that is just like, wow, you look amazing. There's no other meaning behind it. It's just like sometimes I feel like with men, there's sometimes this fear of like, well, does that mean that I'm attracted to that person if I tell that person I think they're hot, right? But with women, it feels like there's less of that. It's just like you could tell a woman could tell another woman, damn, you're serving cunt. And she'd be like, thank you, you know? Or like a woman could tell another woman, wow, you are a literal goddess. You are so beautiful. I love your hair. I love your makeup. Your makeup looks amazing. You look snatched. Right? And the woman will just take it as like, wow, I look amazing, don't I? That woman is trying to lift me up, so I'm gonna be lifted up by that. Um, I don't know. Do men tell each other that? I'm not sure. I don't. I don't have a lot of friends I have a couple friends who are men. I don't typically tell them. Well, I give them compliments on their appearance. Did my music run out? Oh, it did. Oops. I'm gonna change my music. Oh no, that's not a good playlist. How about this one? As a rule, no. I haven't said no. Okay. As a rule. Um, the rules are different on stream, I think. So you're saying that you have a rule that you don't tell other men. Men seem more willing to compliment other men. Okay, so for my male friends, I do compliment them on their appearance, although I don't tell them things like, wow, you look sexy, or something. I usually just tell them like, oh, that's a really nice shirt you're wearing, or like, wow, your hair looks great, or like, oh, your skin looks great, or like something like that. Like it's polite, it's nice, it's friendly, but it's not like suggesting anything. I do feel like I do tread a bit more carefully. But like with my women friends, like we'll like go to the bathroom together. Like if we're all at the club, we'll just all enter like this. This has happened before, where we all just enter the same bathroom and just like pee. Or like we'll like change clothes, and like that's just what we do, and it's just like there's nothing behind it. It's just like we don't care. I have a couple friends who like we'll be in the middle of a conversation, we'll just be talking, we'll walk over into her room and she'll start just like taking off her clothes and then change her clothes. And when I think about it now, it's a bit absurd, but when it's in the moment, like it's just like, oh, it's no big deal. Like it's just it's nothing. DJ Solix said, I'm a Gen X dude, and the locker room talk is a little cringy. I'm probably a little pan. I see beauty in both male and females. All humans. Yeah. I like to say that I'm bisexual, but I might actually be more pan. Because like, and that's considering like, I guess the inclusion there would be non-binary individuals. Yeah, there's definitely aesthetic beauty to be found in all humans, and attraction to be found in all humans. Hi, Bear. I'm doing well. We're talking about beauty, attraction, how women talk to other women, how men talk to other men. There's going to be an ad in a few minutes. I'm sorry about that. Oh, by the way, Bear, how was your stream? Dang it, I missed your stream. Hey, but shout out to Bear. Cool streamer. Just started out. He's a therapist. And he does investigations of different topics. Like philosophy, spirituality, therapy, mental health. Very interesting. Last night was fun. We talked about Cartman's drama triangles. Oh, wait, do you have the VOD of that? I really want to watch that, actually. Dang it, I was looking forward to that. I completely spaced last night. Also, I went to yoga too, so that... But I'm going to watch the VOD, because I was interested to know. Because I read, like, the archetypes or whatever, or the types of people in the drama triangles, and I thought it was super fascinating. Ivan said, to be fair, I don't mean... Oh, let's see. Men will compliment the overall look, I guess, like fashion, shoes, watches, but I don't maintain close relationships with other men. I see. Well, like, I guess it depends on what kind of person you are. Like, some people, they don't, like, my husband, for example, he doesn't really have that many friends, but it's not because, like, it's not It's just because he doesn't really want or need them. He doesn't enjoy like deep relationships with people outside of his family. Whereas for me, like I want to find deep relationships wherever I can get them. I want to be as close as possible to other people without creeping them out. So that's just my personality. But, oh crap. Okay, snooze. I snoozed my ad for 5 more minutes. Bear said, I get way more compliments regarding my physical appearance from men than from women. Well, yeah, I typically only compliment men's appearances if I'm already in an established close relationship with them. Well, if I have a professional relationship with them, I still do compliment them. I still do say like, wow, you look spiffy today. You know, if somebody's wearing a suit or something. Or, you look nice today. But, and with the professional relationships, it's usually the most, like, generic and the least, but with my male friends, I'll tell them they look, their shirt looked really nice, or their skin looked really nice, or their hair looks really nice. But then with my women friends, I'll tell them that their boobs look great, that their dress looks snatched, that their ass looks great, that they're, like, I'll just go full on. And they appreciate that. Because they'll tell the same thing to me. Dom says, complimenting the body is too close to flirting for me. To be comfortable. I compliment clothes, though. Yeah, complimenting a person's body can be a gray area. Yeah. And this is not the case for all women with other women. This just happens to be my case. It is often, I mean, it is often in relationships between women, but not always. But yeah, it happens to be with my friends that I'm able to do that. Which I'm glad. I like having that close of a relationship with my friends. DJ Solid said, it makes sense. My boyfriend's, or my best friend's girlfriend tells me when I'm wearing a good shirt, but she's my buddy and so is he. Yeah. I mean, it has to do a lot with like the setting. Like if I am at the club or if I am at a bar, then that's kind of a comfortable space for me to tell even a stranger, like a woman who's a stranger, like, wow, you look fucking amazing. Or, you know, that dress looks so beautiful on you. Or like, I love your mate. Like, it to just go crazy with the compliments and not feel weird about it. That's just the kind of space where, but yeah, it depends on where you are. And especially like, because I tend to go to like gay bars or gay clubs. And so even like on top of that, there's an additional layer of like comfortability with other humans. There's an additional layer of openness. Like if I were to go to a bar that was like, you know, Western themed bar, or like a bar where like a lot of like conservatives frequent or something, like I wouldn't be like that probably. Or like a place where maybe there's like a lot of older people. Yeah, it just tends to be like people in my age range, and also like people in the LGBTQ community, and like, you know, women. Bear says, if I were a woman, I'd probably avoid complimenting men because it seems highly likely to be interpreted as sexual or romantic interest. Yeah, that's that's a conversation I've had with my friend many times. How we always, like, we never intend for it to come off as sexual or romantic interest, but it's always interpreted that way. And that's really annoying. But, like, yeah, that's important. I'm so sorry, you guys. There's going to be an ad coming. Let's continue this conversation in 3 minutes. I'm going to read during the ad. Continue reading my thing. Okay. Chapter 3. Oh, I already read the first paragraph. Krishna, I told thee, blameless Lord, there be 2 paths shown to this world, 2 schools of wisdom. First, the Sankhyas, which doth save in way of works, prescribed by reason. Next, the Yogi, which bids attain by meditation spiritually. Yet these are one. No man shall escape from act by shunning action, nay, and none shall come by mere renouncements unto perfectness. So this seems like a dual philosophy, not a non-dual one. No, you didn't distract me. I was just gonna read because, like, I don't know how interested people are in my reading. So I was gonna do it during the ads. Nay, and no jot of time at any time rests any actionless. His nature's law compels him, even unwilling, into act. He who sits suppressing all the instruments of flesh, yet in his idle heart thinking on them, plays the inept and guilty hypocrite. But he who, with strong body serving mind, gives up his mortal powers to worthy work, not seeking gain, Arjuna, such an one is honorable. Do thine allotted task. Work is more excellent than idleness. The body's life proceeds not, lacking work. There is a task of holiness to do, unlike world-binding toil, which bindeth not the faithful soul, such earthly duty too, free from desire, and thou shalt well perform thy heavenly purpose. In the beginning, when all men were made, and with mankind the sacrifice, do this, work, sacrifice, increase and multiply, with sacrifice. This shall be Kamaduk, your cow of plenty, giving back her milk of all abundance, worshipping the gods thereby. The gods shall yield thee grace. Those meats ye crave, the gods will grant to labor, when it pays tithes in the altar flame. But if one eats fruits of the earth, rendering to kindly heaven no gift or toil, that thief steals from his world. Who eat of food after their sacrifice are quit of fault, but they that spread a feast all for themselves eat sin and drink of sin. By food the living live, food comes of rain, and rain comes by the pious sacrifice, and sacrifice is paid with tithes of toil. Thus action is of Brahma, who is one, the only, all-pervading, at all times, present in sacrifice. He that abstains to help the rolling wheels of this great world, glutting in this idle sense, lives a lost life, shameful and vain, existing for himself, self-concentrated, serving self alone. No part hath he in aught, nothing achieved, nothing wrought or unwrought toucheth him. No hope of help from all the living things of the earth depends from him. Therefore my task prescribed with spirit unattached gladly perform, since in performance of plain duty man mounts to his highest bliss. By works alone Janak and ancient saints reach blessedness. It seems very similar to like karma yoga. So basically doing good actions and accumulating karma over time. Ultimately to exonerate oneself, to help achieve a higher state of reincarnation. Welcome back from the ads, by the way. No, it was a lovely distraction. I'll take a distraction at any point. If it's something that needs to happen, then it needs to happen. Okay. Therefore my task prescribed, with spirit unattached gladly perform, since in performance of plain duty man mounts to his highest bliss, by works alone. Oh, I already read this. Moreover, for the upholding of thy kind, action thou shouldst embrace. What the wise choose, the unwise people take. What best men do, the multitude will follow. Look on me, thou sun. In the three wide worlds I am not bound to any toil, no height awaits to scale, no gift remains to gain. Yet I act here, and if I acted not, earnest and watchful, those that look to me for guidance, sinking back to sloth again, because I slumbered, would decline from good. And I should break earth's order and commit her offspring unto ruin. Even as the unknowing toil, wedded to sense, so let the enlightened toil, sense freed, but set, to bring the world deliverance and its bliss, not sowing in those simple busy hearts seeds of despair. Yea, let each play his part in all he finds to do with unyoked soul. All things are everywhere by nature wrought in interaction of the qualities. Dom says, I don't mean to harp on about the translation, but it seems to compound the problem of the text being thousands of years old. I remember I heard a Hindu saying that these texts are great, but it's a living tradition, and we have modern sages putting it in modern language. It changed how I think about these texts. Yeah. No, I completely agree. My limitation is Twitch streaming. If I could read a modern version of this, I would. But they're all copyrighted. And so I have to read the public domain version, which is the most, worded this way. I don't mind it. I mean, am I gleaning anything from it currently? A bit. I have seen YouTube videos. I've seen videos from gurus like breaking this down and explaining it and explaining the most basic teachings and the most important teachings. I guess my goal with reading this is just to say that I've read it. And also because it's an activity to do. Because if I were just to, the other day I ended stream after an hour and a half because like I ran out of things to talk about and I had nothing to do, nothing prepared. So I was like, oh crap. So at the very least I have something prepared. Maybe there's a PDF of Taliban. Well, the thing is, Dom, is I would love to, but I think it's copyrighted probably. Or he wouldn't do that, would he? I don't know. 'Cause yeah, he does. He's my favorite guru, and he really does. He really does know his stuff, and he really does know how to communicate the best way. Bear says, my goal with reading this is to say that I've read it. Thank you. No, it's mostly like, I'm just frustrated because I have dabbled into a bunch of different philosophical texts, but I always get stuck a few chapters in, and then I just abandon it altogether, and it's like, dang it, I just wish I could read the whole thing and finish it. And so today we might just be brute forcing it, and that's okay. I've made peace with that. like, sometimes if you brute force some, you don't know what might arise from it. At the same time, though, I do worry that most of my life I typically do things the hard way, and I know there's an easier way. But sometimes it feels more fulfilling if you do something the hard way, and then complete it. Bear says, when I find myself losing interest in a text, I try to reframe it and tell myself that I'm not ready for this yet. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Although, like, am I not ready for any text then? Because I feel like everything I do that with. I just abandon everything. I don't know, man. I've got all these books behind me. Have I finished any of them? No. Wait, I did finish the Tao Te Ching. I didn't understand anything. But I did finish it. I didn't finish The Second Sex. I didn't finish, I almost didn't finish Alan Watts' book even. But then I finished it. Because Alan Watts is very approachable. I didn't finish The Art of War. I didn't finish Food of the Gods. I didn't finish The Myth of Sisyphus. I didn't finish, I don't feel like I've ever found a philosophical... I don't think I've ever found a philosophical book that the whole way through I was like, wow, this is really just everything I asked for. DJ Solid said, I love book readers, but I haven't read a book in 15 years. That's not... Plenty of people don't. It's just another way of consuming media. You do. I will say this about reading books is that you do get quite a nice dopamine rush when you finish one, or even when you start one. Actually, when you start one, the biggest dopamine rush is buying that new book and then reading the first 5 chapters and then putting it on the shelf because the dopamine has run out. That's what I keep doing. That's my problem. I know it is. When you start the book and you got the dopamine, it's like, yeah, we're doing this. We're making progress. It's happening. And then you get in the marathon in the middle. And the marathon in the middle is when all the dopamines run out and you've lost hope in never finishing it. Yeah. It's a fun little cycle. It's a fun little game I like to play. I'm having fun, you guys. Dom says there's a greedy completionist in us that wants us to understand everything. But you're turning the gears. It's still beneficial. I mean, something is only a waste of time if you decide it's a waste of time. So the trick is to just never decide that something's a waste of time. Just gaslight yourself. Just gaslight yourself into saying this was not a waste of time. Even though it might have been. That's my solution. That's the only solution. You can truly convince yourself of anything. I really thoroughly believe that. That you can gaslight yourself into doing or believing anything. Bear is like, I can't condone that as a therapist. That's okay. I'm not a therapist, so I can condone that. Reminds me of affirmations. Okay, so that's a gentler way of saying that. Yeah, that's probably a more approachable way of saying the same thing. Just say, yeah, affirmations. I manifest what I want to happen in my life. I say what I believe. And then reality formulates itself around what I said. Not literally, but my perception of reality formulates itself based on what I said. Bear says, maybe there's an opportunity to focus some intention on building capacity for focused attention. Yeah. Yeah. I will say this. Sorry, did you guys hear that? That was my stomach. It was really loud. I will say this. When I'm in an altered state of consciousness, when I'm, when I've perhaps taken a mushroom or two, I could read any book and it would be truly the most meaningful and enjoyable book that I've ever read. Have you ever tried reading a book while you're doing? I'm not encouraging it. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying, like, if you take psychedelics and then read a book, it becomes the most meaningful book you've ever read. Hi, Matrick. Welcome. Matrick, we're reading the Bhagavad Gita. It's a Hindu philosophy text. But what that shows, I think the lesson to be learned from that is that it really is about your perception. It's not like the mushrooms do anything. It's not like they give you any sort of special abilities. Although it's easy to perceive that they are. It's what they're doing is they're just like changing how your brain pays attention to things. And suddenly you're paying a ton of attention to something that you normally wouldn't. And your like pathways of meaning are just being just like saturated completely. And so I would highly recommend, well, no, we're not going to encourage anything. But if you really want to get meaning out of a book, then perhaps that is the way. Dom says, I would just listen to music the whole time. Well, and getting meaning out of music too. Holy cow. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Barry. You're so sweet. Yeah. Well, if I can't be an expert at anything else, at least I can be an expert at trying and being curious and wondering. Why? Okay, we're almost, oh look, we've got like 2 paragraphs left. Let's go. Okay. Even as the unknowing toil wedded to sense, so let the enlightened toil, sense freed, but set to bring the world deliverance and its bliss, not sowing in those simple, busy hearts seeds of despair. Yet let each play his part in all he finds to do with unyoked soul. All things are everywhere by nature wrought in interaction of the qualities. The fool cheated by self thinks, this I did, and that I wrought. A better lessoned mind, knowing the play of visible things within the world of sense, and how the qualities must qualify, standeth aloof even from his acts. Okay, this I can understand. So what he's saying is, the fool, what he does when he's thinking about his thoughts. He's saying, I did this, I did that, I think this, I think that. But what he's saying about an enlightened person is there is no I in the consideration. It's just, you're kind of like, you there's a separation from yourself and what you're doing. There's no judgment of anything. It is. It is. The untaught live mixed with them, knowing not nature's way. Of highest aims unwitting, slow and dull. Those make thou not to stumble, having the light, but all thy dues just discharging. for my sake, with meditation centered inwardly, seeking no profit, satisfied, serene, heedless of issue, fight. Sorry, my husband's doing something in the background. They who shall keep my ordinance thus, the wise and willing hearts, have quittance from all issue of their acts. But those who disregard my ordinance, thinking they know not, and fall to loss. See, there it is. My attention was just lost because the sound was going in the background. So I gleaned absolutely nothing from that reading. Oh, bye, Bear. Thank you so much for stopping by. And lower creatures of their kind in vain contending against the law. Needs must it be the objects of the sense will stir the sense to like and dislike. Yet the enlightened man yields not to these, knowing them enemies, like and dislike. Finally, this is better, that one do his own task as he may, even though he fail, than take tasks not his own, though they seem good. To die performing duty is no ill, but who seeks other roads shall wander still. Dom says, I got paid this morning. I'm about to do a book haul. Yes. How many books do you plan to buy? I bet it's a lot. Okay. One paragraph left. Arjuna. Yet tell me, teacher, by what force doth man go to his ill unwilling, as if one pushed him that evil path? Krishna. Karma it is, passion it is, born of the darknesses which pusheth him. Mighty of appetite, sinful and strong is this, man's enemy. As smoke blots the white fire, as clinging rust mars the bright mirror, as the womb surrounds the babe unborn, so is the world of things, foiled, soiled, enclosed in this desire of flesh. The wise fall, caught in it, the unresting foe. It is of wisdom, wearing countless forms, fair but deceitful, subtle as a flame, sense, mind, and reason. These. In its play with these, it maddens man, beguiling, blinding him. Therefore, thou noblest child, govern thy heart, constrain the entangled sense. Resist the false, soft sinfulness which saps knowledge and judgment. Yea, the world is strong, but what discerns it is stronger, and the mind strongest and high over all the ruling soul. Wherefore, perceiving him who reigns supreme, put forth full force of soul in thy own soul. Fight, vanquish foes and doubts, dear hero. Slay what haunts thee in fond shapes and would betray. Okay, we finished. Like 5. Hey, 5 is a lot. That sounds great. Okay, we finished chapter 3. I think we're gonna finish that there. Yeah. Thanks for everybody for sticking around during my reading. How many chapters do we have left? We've got a lot. There's XV111. That's 18. So there's 18 chapters. Okay, this is gonna be a lot. Well, I hope it was moderately enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Okay, let me see. Is there anyone to raid? Who should I raid? W. Krishna. W. Marissa. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for sticking around. Oh shit, we could read the... Let me see if this person has started yet. Okay. I want to read this person. She's really cute. I've been following a lot of her streams. She just got partner. So, oh well, hopefully she allows raids. Actually, I don't know if she does. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. But she does a lot of, I don't even know how to categorize it. She does some spirituality. She does some philosophy. She does some, a lot of, it kind of just feels like you're hanging out with her. You feel very, it's almost like you're hanging out with a friend. It's very, very casual, very comfortable, very fun. Okay, we'll raid her, hopefully. Oh, thank you so much, DJ Solik. It was so nice to have you here. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Let's see if I can raid. Oh, I can. Holy cow. She's doing her simp circus. So the way I framed it might be different than the experience you're about to have. But check out this other side of Twitch. I think it's really cool to delve into different sides of Twitch. Try it out. Let's participate in the simp circus. She also has the tag Findom, so take with that what you will. Okay. She's awesome. I love her. Okay. Let's go. Okay, bye guys. See you.